Good morning, everyone. Good morning, lovely listeners of GhanaTalks Radio. It's another beautiful, brand new morning, and you are welcome to the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show right here on GhanaTalks Radio. And I am your host, Esinam Fiagbedu, and I'm bringing you the news headline review. Here we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news, from business to politics, from sports to entertainment, and everything in between. We got you covered with the most relevant stories. As usual, I have my guest here in the person of Miss Regina Bless and Miss Debbie Adoso. Good morning, my ladies.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
I'm good.
Fine.
How was your night?
Great.
Okay. All right. So before we dive into that, yesterday did you pay the old fare or you paid the new fare?
Oh, I wanted to even applaud the current administration before I start.
Okay.
I paid the current fare, not the previous one. So from Banya to Anya was 5. No, I think it was 4 CDs. But this morning they took 3 CDs.
Ooh.
And then from Anya to Malam, it was 5 CDs. Yesterday they took 4 CDs. And from Makati to Banyard, some people take 4 CDs, some people take 3 CDs. But today I gave the mates 5 CDs and I'll give him change 3 CDs, which means from Makati to Banyard there's 2 CDs.
What? Are you sure you didn't see it well?
I'm sure you saw it well, but I don't know by then.
2 cities.
2 CDs.
As
yeah.
low as 2 cities.
2 CDs.
Oh. Miss Regina,
So the fare is like
you're happy about it?
very, very happy. But some, mates don't want to comply.
Miss Regina,
Yeah.
did you pay your old fare or you paid a new one with a reduction of the 15%?
Normal old fare.
Normal old fare. Why?
I don't know.
By you, how do you feel about that?
It's normal.
It's normal. You saw it coming. Anyway, you knew some people will comply and some people will not comply. So you are a rich woman, I must say. You are a rich woman, so anything be a ubetia.
You're on air.
All right, let's dive straight into the major headlines for today. Suspended CJ's prop shouldn't be public. Upper Menya Krobo MP warns. The Member of Parliament for Upper Menya Krobo, Bismarck Tete Nyako, has emphasized the need for the probe into petitions against the suspended Chief Justice to be conducted in camera in strict adherence to constitutional provisions. Nyako reaffirmed that while the judicial enjoys independence in its judicial, administrative and financial functions, it remains subject to the 1992 Constitution. He argued that any deviation from the prescribed procedure would be unwarranted. He stated, if the Constitution says that this investigation should be in camera, I don't see why somebody should be saying that the President of the Republic of Ghana should do otherwise. His remarks come amid debates over whether the hearings should be made public following calls for greater transparency in the process. However, Nyako insists that the constitutional directive must be respected. He also added, the proceedings are there. The Constitution is clear on these matters, and if the President or the committee is following what the Constitution demands, I think that is right. The MP also expressed surprise at reports that the spouse of the suspended Chief Justice has requested to be present during the hearing. He questioned the necessity of such participation, reiterating that the Constitution mandates a private inquiry. He asserted, the Constitution is clear. This matter should be held in camera. If it is in camera, that should be it. This is coming from the NP for Upper Menya Krobo, in the person of Bismarck Tete Nyako. You know, over a couple of weeks, the CJ in Madam Gertrude Asaba Tokonu has requested that a hearing of the petition should be made public. But here lies the case in the Constitution. That is not supposed to be so. And Mr. Bismarck Tete Nyako has come out to say nobody is above the law. And you, as member of the judiciary, you should know better. Why are you telling us to, make the petition, the hearing of the petition public to the extent of your spouse even requesting to be present at a hearing. Nobody's above the law. So this is what Mr. Bismarck has to say. What do you make of it? Do you think it's fair? Rule is rule. Nobody's above the law, in as much as whoever you are, even if you are the president. In the Constitution, it states that it should be in camera. So if that is it, then we think the president is doing the right thing. But what do you make of it, Miss Regina?
Okay, so first of all, I do agree with the MP, Minister, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
MP.
Rule is rule.
Yeah, rule is rule.
And rules govern an institute.
Good.
So I don't see why a rule should be flaunted in other, or a rule should be flaunted in favor of someone, because the issue at hand is your issue. It's not done. And as he said, he is quite surprised that even the spouse of Gertrude wants to be there as what? Lawyer. I don't know much about the law, but the last time we talked about this issue, it's supposed to be private.
Yeah.
And the last time that this should I call her ex-chief justice?
She's still the chief justice.
But she'll be sacked. She will go. So let me use ex-chief justice for her, because that's you go, whether I like it or not, you go. So I feel that for her, someone who knows the law,
Better
to even come out to say that you want the ruling to be public, what motive do you have? Or what should I say, what did your lawyers even advise you? Because as a chief justice, I believe she has a lawyer. That is Godfrey Dame. And as Godfrey Dame, once an attorney general, you also know the law. I don't know, because before, as should I say, a client, you come out to speak, your lawyer has advised you on what to say. Speak on this, speak on that. Don't touch here, don't talk about this. So I expected much and better from these two people, because both of you know the law and you know what is stated. You know that in every institution or in every organization that you are, this is what is governing the body. But you come out and go against the law that has been given. So now you want the president to go against the rule, to go against the law, and there'll be the same people to still come out to say that the president is not how should I put it? It's not a lawful president. Let me put it that way. He's not a president who follows directive. He's not a president who follows what the law is saying. There'll be the same people to accuse him of that. So the president is going according to the directive, according to what is stated categorically in the Constitution. I think that is perfect. You can't just go against the judicial system, what is stated there, because of your own gain. Because I feel that for her to even come out to say that she wants it to be public, first of all, I see that she wants public sympathy. That is how I see it.
Yeah.
And it's better we remind you now that there's no way you gain public sympathy on this issue. If you are wronged, you would go. But I believe, and I know our president, that if after the ruling and you are free, he'll give back your work to you, he'll give your job back to you. But for the meantime, they should adhere to what the law says and shouldn't flaunt it. As he said, no one is above the law.
Thank you. Miss Debbie.
Well, as you said, according to Article 126, Clause 3, court proceedings shall be held. Court proceedings shall be held in public unless otherwise ordered by a court in the interest of public morality. Now, this is what I want to say. I got the first part, but then it's like it has escaped a bit. The proceedings of courts can only be held in public if only, they want to ensure transparency. But the same constitution also have made it clear that when it has to do with CJ, it should be in camera. And this is something that has been written down. And it's the constitution is basically like a law everyone is supposed to follow.
Like a Bible.
Yes, whatever it states, no matter who you are, you have to follow it. Even as a president, when you flout the laws, you'll be made to go through due process as it is stated. So we shouldn't make this frame that we commonly say, no one is above the law. It shouldn't be a mere saying, like we just say it for fun. No one is above the law. No one is above the law. You see, we want to politicize this whole issue. And as much as you are a CJ, it doesn't mean that because you are a CJ, you are now a god in the country, so we should serve you. And then whatever you brought on board should be totally respected. No. And this is a CJ. You can't tell me that you don't know the laws. To be a CJ, it means you've gone through all the due processes when it has to do with enforcing laws, like you being knowing so much detailed into anything that has to do with law. And then you want to make this a public hearing. Why do you want to make it a public hearing?
Yes, it's GhanaTalks breakfast show.
Maybe
Your
you want
morning
to find
companion.
favor in the side of a party. And we all know the party that is supporting her. We know for sure the party that is supporting her.
And it's obviously going to be the party that appointed her.
Exactly. And they are making it so obvious, and then it's known to everybody that they've buttressed this whole issue with politics. But it shouldn't be so. You see, by now this woman should have considered certain things and then just lay off. As simple as that. She wants to defend her work. Yes, we understand. You want to stand as a woman and defend that the president or the people petitioning the president has no right to sack you. But this is it. It should be done in camera. Because in camera, one is to uphold integrity, and two, maybe you might be innocent. And this is also for your own sake. In camera is good.
Oh yeah.
In camera is good because
save you a whole lot of embarrassments and then trouble.
Exactly. At the end of the day, if you are found culpable, it's in camera. What they went to discuss is not what they are going to tell the public. They are not going to tell you what you want to hear. So in camera is also good, but also their own pay. And see, it's not because of here we are going to flout those rules. So what the member of parliament for Upper Manya Krobo is saying is the right thing. No one is above the law. No.
No one.
Not because of you, we are going to do public hearing. If we should start from here, then it means subsequently people who also fall in the same shoes as the CJ has to, like, the same process.
It's going to happen like that.
You understand?
Going to continue, and it's going to be like a trend.
You see, so we just have to follow the laws. If not, and they ain't cancel the constitution, or it should be reviewed.
Meaning they have to go back to the constitution and re-amend it before.
You just
don't get up and say something and expect it to happen.
Yes.
Just like that.
You are sending your husband.
Even normal court,
very funny.
Even normal court proceedings, you are not even supposed to take pictures.
No. Hey,
because
pictures.
if you are caught, you'll be fined.
Yeah.
And how much more? Oh,
Yeah.
CJ. Anyway, that takes us to our next story. Removal proceedings are a mockery of justice. Justice Tokonu. Suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu has condemned the Justice Gabriel Committee's proceedings investigating petitions for her removal, calling them a mockery of justice and a ruse to unjustly removing her from office. In a supplementary affidavit filed with the Supreme Court as part of her legal challenge, Justice Tokonu alleged violations of her dignity and fundamental rights, describing the treatment she has endured as inhumane and degrading, and accusing the process of discrediting her constitutional protections. She also criticized the choice of venue for the hearings, which are being held in a high security zone, unlike previous similar inquiries conducted at the Judicial Services Court complex. She described the situation setting as inappropriate and intimidating. Justice Tokonu further raised concerns about the committee's failure to provide a legal basis or criteria for establishing a prima facie case against her, arguing that this lack of transparency hinders her ability to understand her rights and prepare an adequate defense. Despite notifying the committee of her Supreme Court challenge, she alleged that hearing dates were set without her knowledge or the involvement of her counsel, who was unavailable on the specified day. The affidavit also disputes the committee's decision to allow petitioners to present evidence through witnesses rather than appear in person. Additionally, Justice Tokonu claims she has been subjected to mental distress by the committee's action, including denial of access to her mobile phones, invasive body searches, and refusal to admit her husband and children into the hearing room. In contrast, she asserts that petitioners, counsel, and clients were allowed mobile phones access and received preferential treatment. So probably this could be the reason she is advocating that the petition should be made public. Miss Regina.
So she wants a luxury treatment.
Preferential treatment. She said the way the committee is treating her. It's inhumane. It violates her rights, her fundamental rights.
Okay, so
body searches and all sons.
As I said earlier, I don't really know much about what is, especially the law, how they deal with things and all that. But the one thing I'm confused about is she doesn't have access to her phone. Is it during the case or when she is there? That is what I really want to know. But one thing I know is if you're at fault, I wouldn't say she's at fault, but if
she's under investigation.
If you're under investigation, I don't think that it's right or it's factual for you to go into the courtroom with your phones. Because looking at normal one, she's comparing her case to other similar cases. Forgetting that you are Chief Justice.
And your own is different.
Chief Justice. And I read, I saw that she was talking about they choosing a place, a high security zone area for this hearing, and she's not happy with it. So now they should come and consult you. That, oh, Chief Justice, so we are going to have the case here. Are you okay with it? Oh, you're not okay. Okay, then let's move to another place. Is that what she wants? That's the kind of treatment she wants. They should pamper her. They should give her all the luxurious treatments and all that. Have you seen? I don't want to. What the sentence I want to make is an example. Have you seen a criminal being pampered before?
No, but as it stands right now, she is making it. She's saying that they are treating her as one.
See, I don't expect, or does she expect them to pamper her? No, I don't understand though. I'm not saying she's a criminal, but you don't expect a criminal to be pampered when an issue is at hand, or if an investigation involves you, you don't expect to be pampered. They have to go strictly according to the rules. If they are supposed to put measures in place to make sure that the hearing is a success, they'll do it. Whether it goes in favor or it doesn't go in favor of you, she's a Chief Justice, she can sue them. She should go ahead and sue them. But to me, I believe that they are doing what is right. So for now, she should put that treatment aside. That is not the issue at hand. The issue is we want to hear the verdict of this issue, what this issue will, how it would come out, not her treatment.
It's a whole lot. This issue is a whole lot.
It doesn't even make sense.
Oh, you think so?
It doesn't make sense. It's not even understandable.
You seem just to not understand her. All right, she's fighting for her rights. Why?
Her rights. Right.
They are investigating. Which rights do you want? Endure it till the last of it.
She says she has endured inhumane, degrading, and accusing the process.
How is it degrading? How is it abusing? No one came out to abuse you physically. So this one is abusing, and she wants it to be made public. Oh, then she should get ready for us.
So I think that is why she want to make it. She's calling for it to be made.
So
public,
if it's made public,
so that people will see how the committee is treating her.
we'll add ours to it. Then she should get ready. She thinks she'll get it easy. That's why I said first
like
off, it's as I said it, she wanting it to be made public. First off, she wants public sympathy. And she'll be surprised it will not go her way, because according to research, 52% of Ghanaians want your removal, and you still want it to be made public.
This is GhanaTalks.
And she should be ready. She will sue all Ghanaians because you all abuse it.
It looks like Miss Regina is on the case of the Chief Justice, and I don't know if you have a personal beef with her.
Oh no.
But
I just don't understand what she's trying to say.
Hmm.
You want luxurious treatment, they should pamper you. And I'm often in shade.
No, but don't you think her children and then her spouse at least should be present
For what?
for the hearing?
I believe that if they are not present for the hearing, then it's stated categorically that you are not supposed to be there. But when you move to Ms. Debbie, I would research on that. Then.
All right, Miss Debbie.
Okay, so I don't understand how the current settings are inappropriate and intimidating. So there is a case in court
Yeah.
pertaining maybe the way you execute your duties or activities when you are appointed. So you expect the court to come into your house, provide you with drink, talk to you. This is what is ongoing. With rent 5-star hotel for you so you can rest whilst we do underground investigations and stuff. No. You see, what is done for Kofi should also be the same thing that will be done for Ama. Were we not here where Chachu Chikata was arrested? Did you see what they did to him?
Even Charlotte Ose was not,
She was not arrested, but then did you actually see what they did to her? I mean, it was insane. But we took it normal. Why is it that you see, they've already politicized it already. These people, this is very simple. Case, committee, have they brought their final, their final?
No.
No, they
are
haven't.
Still under investigation.
Yes. So why should you panic? That is something that is being, is going through. Was an investigation, is being probed. The final outcome is not yet out, and then you have started behaving as if you've been held culpable, which means there is something we don't know. And I'm surprised that we have dignified personnel in the New Patriotic Party who are so much into law, and they know everything concerning it, and they are behaving as if, excuse me, law school, I don't know where they studied it.
Hey.
That's what I'm saying, excuse me. Because yes, you are the Chief Justice, we understand, but how else do you want to be treated? How else do you want to be treated? This is the same thing. Like, this is the procedures, and you want a fair play. If this were to be a commoner, and I'm not surprised she gets backings of tall people. They know, see, these people, they know what they've done. Oh, they know what they've done. So they won't cover up. But no matter how long they try, at the end of it, a boy can't be a better than can't. A boy or be a better than can't. This is my own problem. A boy or be a better than a boy. That's serious. Because you see, because you're a Chief Justice, so you should be held. You should be treated well.
No, of course she should be treated.
She should be treated. Yes, we know. But what she is saying has to do is, to my understanding, something different. It's something different. And this is what we are saying. Oh, by now, Charlie, she's making it. She's prolonging this issue. She's prolonging it. And you know our people. Almost and they are backing him. They are backing her. They are backing her. So you see, me, I don't see any intimidation in this issue. No one is intimidating her. No one is infringing on her right. This is what has come up. They've petitioned the president that this is what you have done. And you know, sir, so why should you panic?
Assuming it was me, I think I'll just relax.
Yeah, you just have to relax. This is the time you should. I mean,
that is if you know
you've
like,
done the right
you've not
thing.
done anything in the dark.
I mean, you should be enjoying and then just keep quiet and let the committee
Because even
do
on
whatever they
suspension,
will
you
do.
still be paid, I guess.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yes, since you haven't been removed,
you haven't been removed.
Yeah,
yet.
you still be paid.
You haven't been removed yet.
But I think she's fighting for her reputation as it stands now.
Her reputation. And you
Because
want
even
this to
when
be
you
made
go on
public.
BBC, it's all over.
And you want it to be made public.
And it's going to be in the history of Ghana.
Oh yes, it's going to be in the history of Ghana.
So she doesn't want to be the one to start it.
She will start.
So she's doing everything in her part to,
Definitely she will
defend
start.
herself.
If the findings of the committee is to find her guilty, then she'll be the first person to start. But if the committee should find her innocent,
but how would
then
you
that's
feel
it.
about that? How are you going to
You see,
feel?
this is the main reason why when you're being appointed into an office, you should think ahead. That's our problem. We don't think ahead. And then we do whatever we want to do. When the time comes, you will find yourself wanting. But then when you do the right thing, and even with the current administration, you might think you are in power. But 4 years is just in the corner. We don't know if this current administration will come in power or not, whether they'll be voted for again or not. So if you are doing your things and you're not doing it right, the next government that will come in, be rest assured that you will also face the same thing. Because you are not going to keep quiet. So with the CJ, you should, no one is intimidating her. She should just follow the due process. At the end of the day, we will see whether she's innocent or she's guilty.
Miss Regina.
When Debbie was giving her submission, one thing she said that drew my attention to this whole issue is she doesn't know the kind of law school she attended. And in a way, I would agree with her, because as a Chief Justice, I don't know the kind of law school you attended.
Hey.
Because you know the rules, you know the laws, and people in this should I say high position need to be disciplined, and also their integrity is at stake. And the reason why all these want it to be made in camera or privately is because of your integrity. Not only your integrity, but the integrity of other lawyers, the integrity of other Chief Justice, the integrity of the judicial system as a whole. It needs to be protected. So in regards to the family thing, they say that regarding the presence of family members during such proceedings, Article 146 of Ghana's 1992 Constitution stipulates that all proceedings for the removal of Chief Justice shall be held in camera, meaning they are not open to the public.
Right.
And these people are public. Your spouse, your children, they are public. They are not part of the judicial system. They are not lawyers.
So
they are not Chief Justice. You understand? Yes. So they said this provision implies that individuals not directly involved in the proceedings, including family members such as spouses and children, are generally not permitted to attend. I believe she knows the law. She knows what she was signing up for.
So all these people constitute of the public. In as much as that you sleep on the same bed with a person.
Exactly.
When it comes to that person is a public. And I think,
let's say you have an issue at work. How does that issue, in as much as that issue concerns your family, but are they media?
To interfere.
Exactly.
Oh.
They don't know anything. They have no knowledge about what is going on.
Thanks for the education. All right, moving on to our next news headline. Mahama calls for collaboration to address rising indiscipline in SHS. President John Dramani Mahama has expressed deep concern over the growing trend of indiscipline in senior high schools across the country. His comments echo warnings from the National Association of Graduate Teachers, which recently decried the erosion of discipline in schools. NAGRAT has given the government an ultimatum to address the situation by the end of the month or face protective action from the teachers against violent students. Speaking during a meeting with a Catholic bishop at a conference at the Jubilee House, President Mahama emphasized the need for collective action to reverse the trend. He said, "There's a breakdown of values and morals, and that is creating some issues in our schools. There have been incidents where you find students with guns in our public schools. There's also the student who almost lost her eyesight because of a student fired a gun." The president also questioned how issues such as curriculum design, moral education, student discipline, and teacher absenteeism were being addressed. So, what do we do about the curriculum, moral education, discipline, and teacher absenteeism? The supervisor division of the GES cannot be everywhere at the same time to make sure that students and teachers are at school, he noted. Mama called for closer cooperation between the Ghana Education Service and faith-based institutions to ensure accountability and enhance monitoring. He added, "So, how can we collaborate with the churches and find out whether the teachers who have been posted to these schools are actually going to schools and teaching? I think collaboration will help solve the issue." Do you think collaboration will help solve the issue with regards to the indiscipline in our various schools? Do you think as it stands now, that is what we need? Miss Debbie.
Well, collaboration will help, but I feel like it's not a permanent solution. You know those times they used to lash students? Of late, that kind of punishment has been rolled out of senior high schools. They don't discipline students anymore. Students do something very bad, and then, they're allowed to go scot-free. And when a teacher tries to correct this student, the teacher is being attacked. And sometimes you see parents walking in schools to defend their ward. The child has done something very bad, and then he or she is being punished. And then you see the mother or the dad walking to the school to warn the teacher. So collaborating with faith bodies, or in other words, religious bodies, right, to help instill discipline, well, it will help, but it's not. For me, I don't see it as a permanent solution to stop indisciplines in these schools, because one, even the students that are found in this act, allowed to go scot-free at the end of the day. We were here where a teacher was stabbed in the eye. That incident, up to now, I haven't heard any case about that.
Was it a teacher or a student?
A teacher.
Ooh.
A teacher. The guy refused coming to class, and the teacher went out to question him why he came. He didn't come to class early. So he walked in, and the teacher asked him to move out. He was like, the teacher has no right to tell him what to do.
Wow.
And then he took out a knife from his pocket and stabbed the teacher in the eye. Here in Ghana, we did nothing. I didn't see the student being disciplined, or maybe we will say that, we have, is it juvenile? We have somewhere they keep for people who are underage.
Juvenile.
Yeah. Where they keep them. And then this student, we hear a lot of indiscipline going on, and they are being involved in one thing or the other, and at the end of the day, we hear nothing happening. We were here where a colleague student were lashing his fellow colleague with cutlass. As if that wasn't enough. We also saw incidents where two students were arguing about whose parent is rich, and then he ended up stabbing his fellow colleague. And also like joke. And then this student lady who has also been stabbed in the eye, as for her cry, she's fortunate enough that she will be sent abroad for treatment. But the one who caused her the pain,
he has been arrested.
He has been arrested.
Yes, he has been arrested.
And he wasn't granted bail.
He has been arrested, so he's going to prison.
He's going to prison.
Yeah, the guy has been jailed.
Was there any like there were output that says that he will be jailed.
I saw that in the news, Miss.
Really, because I saw in a news where he was bailed.
Yeah.
He was bailed.
I rather saw the bailed one.
He was bailed. He was granted a bail.
So he wasn't arrested?
No. He was arrested but later granted a bail.
No, he can't be left like to go scot-free like that.
Sister.
Yeah, in Ghana.
He was granted a bail.
Hey, this guy actually shot someone in the eye and almost... I think he should be arrested and his father should also be arrested.
He was granted... I don't know whether maybe... sometimes they grant you a bail and then the case is adjourned. They grant you a bail, but the case is adjourned. But with his case, he has been granted a bail. And then recently, a student, they found gun in a school bag of a student. And with that, when they questioned the child, he said he took it from his dad. You are not a hunter. You are not a military officer. You were not employed by the school as a police to come and guard your fellow colleagues. What were you doing with a gun in your back? Or maybe after school you'll be going for hunting. You see, so this sort of indiscipline, even though there is most of these children are underage, but there should be some sort of punishment, a severe one. And if it to be possible, they arrest the child and then they arrest the mother or the dad. Because most of this indiscipline starts from home. If you're a hunter and possibly carelessly you leave the gun anywhere, he will pick it up. And students will like challenge. Oh, she need a womb, boom, over then you are gone. So the religious bodies, the only thing they can do is to advise these students.
This is GhanaTalks breakfast
in a way of Christ,
your morning companion.
He's calling on religious bodies.
That will not solve it.
They're going to preach to them.
It won't solve it.
To instill moral discipline.
Oh no. Yansia RME school. People still steal. We've learned RME in school. People learned CRS in school. They are still stealing, and most of them have become public officials and they are looting from the state. Didn't they learn CRS in school? They did. So you can't tell me we have people who wear clothes of being a man of God and at the back doors they are doing something different. So the only thing this religious body can do is they will advise you. But at the end of the day, this is what will happen. They can't do absolutely nothing. Because mind you, these religious bodies, they don't teach in the schools. It is the teachers. It is only REC. Some of the sisters they teach. Without they can't do anything. They can only advise you. Nyankopon pesa. Inti enye. And Nyankopon pesa no bibini enti asiye. So there should be a form of, they should bring back those punishments. I remember those, even if they won't cane you, you have to uproot a whole tree in a day. If you didn't uproot it, you won't go for dinner. Even class, you miss class. You have to uproot it, and no one will help you. So you finish uprooting that tree, you are not going into the classroom. So there should be some form of, punishment, collaborating with the religious bodies, and when we arrest them and we say, they are granting on mobile. They are kids, but they are watching things that are meant for adults. These teenagers watch war films, war videos, and they want to practice what they are watching. And it's very common when you're in your teenage, when you're a youthful stage, when you're a teenager, it's very common. Whatever you see, you want to practice. If you don't have someone to guide you, you will end up messing your life. So they should instill discipline, and there should be a form of punishment for these people. That's the only way that will help.
Miss Regina.
Okay, so in regards to these students shooting the colleague in the eye, he was granted bail on 30th, 2025. That is an amount of 200,000 Ghana cedis.
Which month?
30th of April.
Yeah,
so that was last month. So up till now, we've not heard any issue. We've not heard anything about it. But the only thing that is obviously a good news is the student involved has been flied out of the country for her eyes to be checked. With issues like this, before I move to the main issue, with issues like this, I believe that such students should have immediate punishment. This is not an issue of courts. This is not an issue of bail. This is not an issue of re-adjourning the case to another day. We've seen what the person did. The evidence is glaring right in our faces. This is what he or she did. It should have an immediate verdict. The person should be punished immediately. As she said, we have juvenile courts. You take these people, they're not even courts. Take these people to prisons. We have juvenile prisons. If it's 1 year, you serve 1 year. If it's 2 years, you serve it. It will serve as a deterrent to other students, because it looks like we've seen cases, a lot of cases where students involved in these crimes, at the end of the day, they arrest them. We've heard nothing of it. Nothing, no issue, no verdict. So these people need to be dealt with strict hands or iron hands, because they are criminals incoming. Yeah. So to the issue of collaborating with is it traditional or Christian council to instill discipline, in a way I feel it's good, but in a way, what are these people coming to do? To advise or what? As she said, moral discipline. RME yesua wo school ekosi CRS yesua wo school ekosi. So I feel they should bring back what the government itself took away from the education sector. I think teachers had the power to discipline students, but as it stands now, teachers do not have that power. Rather, the power has been given to these students to rather molest teachers. So I feel that they should bring back corporal punishment to instill discipline in this kids. It would really help.
From Miss Regina's opinion, they should bring back corporal punishment that will be given to these people who violate the rules of the school or show any sign of indiscipline in our senior high schools. What should take us well? Anyways, this is where we draw the curtains for the news headline review. Up next, we have Debbie's Girl.
Many thanks for joining me again on Debbie's Grill, where we talk on matters that concern the state, issues of relevance, devoid of fear or favor. Now, the African Development Council is calling for a full-scale investigation into what it described as a wanton abuse and neglect of state resources under the Akufo-Addo administration. In a statement on May 27th, the council expressed an outrageous anger, and then it called it reckless by former government officials who, instead of using existing state infrastructure, opted for personal gain at the taxpayers' expense. So the ADC, which is the African Development, has noticed with great concern that the level of recklessness in terms of abandonment of state machinery by the previous regime on the altar of self-aggrandizement, the statement read. So this is basically from the African Development Council, and they are calling on the current administration, specifically the oral team, to investigate into state money or taxpayers' money that has been projected into a particular project for development, and at the end of the day we saw nothing. And you see, this is something that really worries me a lot, not only about the previous government, but even successive governments that we've experienced in the country. Party A starts with a project, and then he or she couldn't complete it. And when Party B comes into power, they neglect it. And then they bring up a different initiative, pump taxpayers' money into it. At the end of their 4th term, they also fail to complete it. And then when Party C also comes into power, they also neglect it. They will bring in their initiative, pump taxpayers' money into it, and then at the end of the day, it becomes a total waste. No one is being arrested, no one is being questioned, and then we allow the money to flow just like that, forgetting that it is the taxpayers' money. The developmental project you are bringing on board is not for party A, it's not for party B. In as much as you belong to a political party, but then you are in for the people. And so whatever developments you bring on board is going to favor citizens, not your political party. And I will say this have started even all the way through Nkrumah's time to now. Because there are some factories that was even built by Kwame Nkrumah. I can remember the pencil factory. It has now become a hub for smokers. A lot of factories that have been built but by the first president of this country, it has been left to rot. Because I don't belong to that party. And even if I finished it, I won't be given any accolade. It will be given to the previous administration. And you see, this mentality is actually drawing us back as a country. And we are seeing no development. We are actually seeing no development at all. Before the previous administration came into power, Mahama started with a project. He started with e-blocks. He built some, and some he couldn't complete it. The Saglame housing project. Even with that, I was told they were done. That building has been left in the bush to rot, while citizens struggle for accommodation. You see, it's very, very sad. And you see, accommodation is one of the things that is eating deep into our money. Because you won't go and rent a house and then the landlord will give it to you 6 months or a year. Now they are taking 2 years advance. So if you have to pay 2,500 a month, you will be paying like 6,000 in 2 years advance, which is 6,000. Imagine you don't have that money. An affordable housing project that was brought up by the Mahama administration was left to rot. Although the previous administration, with the e-block, they completed some. They also launched some. But they didn't complete all. And now we have the current administration on board. I'm looking out if they will also complete some projects that was started by the previous administration that they couldn't complete. This is not about politics. This is about the development of the country. Imagine those factories that was built up but by the then first president of this country was maintained, fully completed. Like, I'm not sure we'll be where we are now. We would have moved far. But as it stands now, we are lacking behind. Our growth has been retarded as a country because we are refusing to take petty things into consideration. And because we don't really understand politics in this country, we tend to do anything just like that. How on earth can you, say that because a project was started by Party A, and so I'm not going to complete it because I will not be recognized? Does it really make sense? It doesn't make sense. Because at the end of the day, if that project is fully completed, it's going to be in favor of both Party A and Party B, members of Party A and Party B, and they are all citizens of this country. And that is what we are failing to realize. The earlier, the better for us. So now that the African Development Council are calling on, Operation Recover All Loot, to ensure that projects that were started by the previous administration and they were not completed, they should look into it and ensure that the monies are refunded. Well, we are waiting to see if we will get a solid outcome from this. Because it's very painful. Very, very painful. They'll bring out a project and they'll tell us this is the kind of money they are pumping into this particular project. But at the end of the day, we don't see it. I mean, we don't even see it at all. But the money has vanished. Like the previous government, they said they want to introduce Sky Train to, ease congestion when it comes to we having to get wherever we want to go with vehicle. And you see, introducing rail system was one of the best. And even with our common railways, we were not able to maintain it. But they said they were bringing Sky Train. And an amount of money was pumped into it. Up to now, we haven't seen the Sky Train. Whether it is still in their dreams and they are yet to manifest it, we are yet to know. We didn't see the Sky Train. The money has vanished. And the person involved yesterday has been granted a bail. And the case has been adjourned to 10th June. You see, this is our problem as a country. And we will be so much disappointed in this current administration if all these people are not arrested and prosecuted. And the money that has been pumped into all this project, if they are not refunded to the country, then trust me, all politicians are equally the same. Because the amount of money that have been pumped into the Sky Train, it's not something small. No. The National Cathedral, a promise you made to God, we suffered for it at the expense of the taxpayer. The National Cathedral has now become a manhole. We are quiet. That's fine. They brought out Agenda 111. They told us that out of the 111, they've built about, 19%. But when we got on grounds, we realized that even out of that 90%, 50% was not completed. They kept quiet. One district, one factory. They pumped money into it. Up to now, I haven't seen any factory in my locality. You see, we bring out this Agenda 111 policy, initiative was a very good one. We pumped money into it. We can't see it. And it has become a norm. It has been normalized that any government that comes into power, you don't have to complete a project that was started by the previous administration, which is very bad. See, it is about time we realize that the money you are pumping into those projects are for the taxpayers. They are not from the pocket of politicians. And this is why we have become handicapped in our own country. So I kept asking myself, 90% of our leaders travel outside. When you're reading about their profile, PhD in Harvard University, masters in other universities in the Western world, and then they come back and they impact nothing. So I asked myself, what at all do they go there to learn? Is that how they govern their system there? They start a project and they don't finish it. In as much as they don't rule like the way we do. But then do they start a project and they don't finish it? We need to be careful and take certain things into consideration. So to Operation Recover All Loot, please, there is a lot to do. Trust me, Ghanaians will be very, very disappointed if at the end of the day, none of these people are prosecuted. None of them are jailed. Then I think the worst is about to happen. We've seen what is happening in other African countries. Ivory Coast is now ruled by military. And I understand the fact that, I've now get to understand the fact that democracy is not good for us. So please, Operation Recover All Youth, there is a lot to do. arrest them, prosecute them. If not, then we Ghanaians will have to think about a different alternative. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for that, girl. Miss Regina, what do you have for us this morning?
All right. So today, Children's Day in Nigeria, it is celebrated annually to honor the rights and welfare of kids across Nigeria. It often features parades, cultural performances, and educational activities aimed at promoting children's well-being. Today is also African Liberation Day celebration. While African Day is officially observed on May 25th to commemorate the founding of the Organization of African Unity in 1963. Some countries and organizations extend celebrations to May 27th. For instance, in 2024, the Gambia declared Monday, May 27th as a public holiday in observance of African Liberation Day, since May 25th fall on a Saturday that year. 1986, patent granted for the Super Soaker. African-American inventor Lonnie Johnson received a U.S. patent for his design of the squirt gun, which would later become known as the Super Soaker. This invention became one of the best-selling toys in the world. 1994, adoption of a new national flag. South Africa officially adopted its current multicolored national flag, symbolizing the country's transition from apartheid to a democratic society. This change coincided with the nation's first democratic elections held in April 1994. 1874, departure of the Dorsland Trekkers. A group of Boer settlers known as the Dorsland Trekkers departed from Pretoria, South Africa, embarking on a journey to settle in Angola. This migration was part of a series of treks by Boer communities seeking autonomy and new land during the 19th century. Moving to some few did you know that eating too little fat can be harmful? Eating too little fat can indeed be harmful and lead to several health issues. Fats are essential for numerous bodily functions, including energy production, hormone regulation, and the absorption of certain vitamins. And also, did you know that eating a rainbow of fruits and vegetables ensures you get a wide range of vitamins? For example, dark green leafy vegetables are a source of folate, while red and orange fruits and vegetables are often a source of vitamin A. Consuming a rainbow of colorful fruits and vegetables can help you obtain a large portion of the essential vitamins and minerals that are important for health. And this is where I end today's Today in History and Did You Know Live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much for that fascinating fact, Miss Regina Bless. Yeah. Our time is almost up, and this is where we draw the curtains for the first segment of the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. Right after this, we'll be going for the news, and right after the news, please stick and stay with us for the second segment.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, and I'm with the level band. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, beyond the time it's going to carry bro. Our Ghana Talks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, we're gonna talk about our culture, our history. Martin Ding said about Sam. No, on the Friday, you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say no artists go join me in the studio. We're gonna discuss about music and business. Or you singer and now you rapper, you think say you get bars, you go fit spit fire. Now listen, make you join me with studios. Our Ghana Talks Radio and yes say then our day. Me say download the Ghana Talks Radio app no, our Play Store and the App Store. Na tune in and say this what you see baba live on Facebook, Kointakra, any Ghana Talks Radio page and so now listen. Ebe your fire. 1 year, Konya, Wading, Jajan.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1. Ghana Talks Radio, #1. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Good morning and welcome to the morning news broadcast on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, U.S. Ambassador sounds alarm on ECG's financial woes. CID probes Chairman Wontimi over illegal mining claims. GPRTU wants members to comply with fare reduction or face punishment. These and many more coming up shortly. My name is Deborah Adoso. U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, Virginia Palmer, has expressed concern over the significant financial losses incurred by the Electricity Company of Ghana. Despite these losses, Ambassador Palmer has voiced her support for President John Dramani Maham's proposed reforms aimed at revitalizing the energy sector. Her comment follows a meeting with the President and high-ranking officials of the National Democratic Congress. The meeting, attended by NDC 24 members, discussed ways to improve Ghana's energy sector. She also elaborates on potential collaboration with the U.S. government on improving our energy sector.
On the Millennium Challenge Compact, I told President Akufo-Addo when I presented my credentials, when my letter from President Biden, that I would work with him to see if we could get another compact, because there were some missteps on the second compact, and we had to cancel $190-some million of the second compact, to the great my personal disappointment and also the disappointment of the Millennium Challenge Compact. And President Mahama, who was there for the beginning of that compact, told me when he was still a candidate that was one of his priorities. So he and I had common cause on that. And indeed, while he was still a candidate, he went and had meetings at the Millennium Challenge Compact, which I was very happy about, and I did too. Right now, we don't know what form the Millennium Challenge Compact will take. Okay. So I remain committed to helping Ghana if new compacts become available, with helping Ghana become eligible. And a key element of the last compact was the financial viability of the ECG. Because ECG is bleeding your exchequer, and it's bleeding your exchequer more than we thought. I used the factor $1.4 billion a year. When the Minister of Finance spoke to the National Economic Dialogue, he said $2.2 billion a year, which is essentially effectively the scale of your IMF program. So those losses, either at the electricity pole or in the counting rooms, are enormous. And I was very pleased to see President Mahama announce a panel to evaluate ECG and what reforms are necessary. And I'm looking forward to seeing the results of that. I think reform of ECG is going to be good for the Ghanaian economy, full stop.
Moving on, the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Chairman Wontumi, is under investigation for alleged involvement in illegal mining. He honored the Criminal Investigation Department and had his statement taken. However, the outcome of the investigation would determine the next course of action. Speaking to him, this is what he said.
Yo, Madam na Mother Obia Suswasi. Police for inviting me. I was na charger omode involve me is the na me galamse na me produce me lances a lease at the chire say me illegal mine na say me galamse until the me lances no at the trail, I'm the toss of you. Almost like I said, the year Juma, I walk forest. And also, my catcher of saying, and yet, come for year Juma, I walk forest. Yeah, so more evidence over to me at the action. Now, they may apply lances for her, and so. Forestry Commission, and the Lands Commission, and the Mines Commission. Yes, say about the Honam Forestry Commission for so much into at a year custodian. We have responsible almost and call her. This will be a Guma or near there, and Emma. Bill, two sureties, and Yama Bill, Chairman Bill, how much is the bill? I'm getting another meeting. I can't see Yama Bill, two sureties.
Moving on, the Ghana Private Road Transport Union has warned its members against defying the recent decision to reduce transport fares following the appreciation of the cedi. According to the Public Relations Officer of GPRTU, Abbas Imoro, he said any union member found violating the order will face disciplinary action. He emphasized that the union will tolerate any member who fails to comply with the fare reduction directives.
No, let the correct presentation here. There's no way a union member be here at there and this on here you don't be jano. And it's different from more money no more person money the more pay and yet the union yes you 10 cities so no down 10 cities or 15 cities. Say on the today. For sure, woman or more man can fall near Jumapo. But here, problem is not coming from the union. Union, I took my time because rounds or more watch stations. They were all complying. Until the law enforcement agency followed the Omua Atumua program. And the Omunye, the Fata, the yes, obey track.
Moving on, former Consul General of Ghana's Consulate in New York, Daniel Atta-Boafo, has cast doubts on the possibility of a suspended IT officer issuing visas without proper authorization. He emphasized that issuing visas without proper authorization is highly unacceptable. His statement follows an ongoing investigation into a suspended IT officer's activities. Mr. Boafo highlights the benefit of maintaining secure and authorized processes for issuing visas to prevent potential abuses.
What I am trying to say is that what I read was that he was doing it to redirect people to issue visas. That is where I say that one I don't think it's possible. But since that gentleman is an IT guy, he could do like what I'm talking about the mailing of the documents back to the people, and he redirecting it to a source. That one, it is possible. We see with the minister, my concern is that when issues of this nature happens at the diplomatic circles, it carries a lot of discontent to people, especially the Americans and the people within the diaspora. So this thing needs to be investigated thoroughly before maybe a decision is taken. Because what? You cannot close down an embassy. This is once the Americans, they know that they haven't had any problem with Ghana. Why should Ghana close its embassy? And what are the people going to think about Ghanaians if you close down the embassy? But from what I am reading and what I'm hearing, if it is about the visa, I don't think that's, but it is about redirecting some amount of money paid by these potential people who need to get their mails back to them. They are the people where he can maybe send the money as well, but with the visa, no. But for the mailing, that one, I think it is being done in Washington. People would like to pay. They have to pay and into the accounts of the embassy, but they shouldn't go to a private person. You understand? But in New York, what we do is that we do not allow anybody to pay even to us or to pay to any other person.
In business, President John Dramani Mahama has called on businesses to reduce prices of goods and services in the light of the recent appreciation of the cedi. Speaking at the 9th Ghana Chief Executive Officer Summit and Awards Expo, President Mahama praised companies that has already adjusted their prices. He commended the Ghana Private Road Transport Union for reducing transport fares. President Mahama urged businesses have urged that business that have not complied to the reduction of prices to pass on cedi appreciation to Ghanaians. He assured his government would maintain fiscal discipline and create a conducive environment for businesses to thrive.
Let me take the opportunity to commend those of you who have responded to the cedi's appreciation by reducing prices of your products and services, and thereby passing some of the relief from the hardship to Ghanaians. And so, Oka and all of you, thank you very much. GPR to you, thank you very much. And so, for those of you who have not responded yet, please pass on some of the cedi appreciation to Ghanaians. The time has come for us to lift the gloom, to restore confidence, and to build again. And as I said in my inauguration, Ghana is open for business again. Let this summit mark the beginning of a new compact between the public and private sectors, a compact of mutual accountability, shared risks, and shared rewards. Together we can lead Ghana's economic reset, and in doing so lay the foundations for a more prosperous, inclusive, and secure future for our people.
Still on business news, the country managing partner of Deloitte Ghana, Daniel Kojo Owusu, has urged the government to consider extending the International Monetary Fund program by a year or two because of the numerous gains the country has achieved so far. Ghana signed onto an IMF bailout program in May 2023, securing a $3 billion extended credit facility to stabilize the ailing economy. But speaking at the 9th Ghana CEO Summit, Mr. Owusu said the program has brought elevated investor confidence, boost domestic and external adding. The program has brought fiscal discipline, which we haven't done well without the IMF, he said. He mentioned that the Ghanaian economy showed some resilience, particularly in 2024, despite the turbulence in previous years, growing at a rate of 5.7%, driven mainly by the mining and acquiring sub-sector. To him, the current growth trajectory requires the country to restructure the economy if it's to create real and decent jobs and significantly increase government revenue and reduce the overdependency on aid. This is the reason I support the president's idea of a reset. He lamented that over-reliance on the services sector could come as a disincentive because it will not generate the needed jobs for the growing labor market. Quoting the World Bank estimates over 150,000 students graduate from the country's universities annually, and that requires a bold and ambitious plan to create opportunities for them. He again urged the government to implement its agriculture programs captured in the 2025 budget, stating that the Feed Ghana and Feed the Industry initiative are very significant because they will not only feed the nation but also serve as raw materials for manufacturing industries. These policies must be implemented with clear-cut strategies and targeted timelines to enable the government achieve its vision, he added. On the balance of payment front, he warned that the positive balance of payment is likely to be impacted when Ghana starts serving its external debt for May 2026 and beyond. This could affect our foreign reserves and consequently the cedi, he said. He commended the government for the good work done so far on the economy, but called for a continued increase in the country's reserve to sustain the performance of the local currency. We cannot continue to rely on cocoa as our main cash crop. We must deliberately diversify the non-traditional export base by targeting other cash crops such as oil palm, shea butter and cashew. We must grow these into cash cow commodities that will bring in much needed earnings and foreign exchange, he said. On inflation, he stressed that if the cedi can sustain its recent stability and supply side factors can improve to ease the rise in food prices, we should see a gradual decline in inflation towards the 11.9% year-end target noted in the budget statement, he added. To sports, Brazil and Manchester United winger Anthony has opened up on his stint at Man United and its harrowing effects on his mental health. After struggling to live up to his £86 million price and expectations at Old Trafford following his 2022 transfer from Ajax, he completed a move to Spanish side Real Betis in January 2025. In 96 appearances for Manchester-based club, Anthony managed just 12 goals and 5 assists, but since joining Betis, the 25-year-old has scored 9 goals and is set to start in the Europa Conference League final against Chelsea. In a preview of the finals with TNT Sports Brazil, he poured out his heart on his ordeal at United. I went through difficult times at Manchester United when I no longer felt that pleasure. I even always told my brother, I told him that I couldn't take it anymore, he said. Changed a lot because I need to find myself because of everything I went through in my personal life, he added. As I said, I wanted to do things, but that didn't seem to work out because I wasn't happy. I didn't feel that desire to play football, and I needed to find myself and be happy again because playing football was always something I loved, he stated. Still on sports news, Black Stars head coach Otu Ado has explained the reason why Felix Afenajan has been named in Ghana's national men football team squad for the 2025 Unity Cup. The Unity Cup runs from May 28th to May 31st in England, with Ghana, Nigeria, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago competing for the trophy. Speaking in a pre-game presser, Otuado Addo stated that competing in the tournament is an opportunity to test more players ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers in September. His career wasn't being like he expected it to be, but this is normal in football. Sometimes you have ups and sometimes you have downs. For him, it's another opportunity to him to show himself, he added. In showbiz, Ghanaian artist Tolinke has explained why he does not spend much time on social media. In an interview, he spoke about how he limits his time on various digital media platforms because he believes it takes too much of his time and sanity. Imagine you are in the office and you get notification that some girl is distracting you. Most people have their notifications on because WhatsApp should be when you go online. That is when you reply messages like email. You open her email, you never get a notification from your email unless you turn it on, he said. He added that when one opens such notifications, it takes about 7 or more minutes to get back to total concentration. According to the hip live artist, this causes a lot of distraction. He indicated that he has turned off all his notifications as a result of negative impact on social media. One thing about social media is that it is in your face and there is a lot going on. It is so much. If you really meditate and seclude yourself from everything and you enter social media, it looks like you've entered the marketplace. He is currently promoting a new music project that accentuates the issue of mental health among men. The song, titled Berima, is available on all various online music stores, he stated. And that's all on the morning news broadcast. My name is Deborah Adoso. Stick and stay tuned because the breakfast show still continues.
GhanaTalks Radio, #1.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, I'm with level band. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, beyond the time it's going to carry bro. Our GhanaTalks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, we're gonna talk about our culture, our history. Matuni ding setete abako sem. Now on the Friday, you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say ade. No artists go join me in the studio. We're gonna discuss about music and business. Konya, or you singer, and now you rapper, you think say you get bars. You go be spit fire. Now listen, make you join me with studios. Our GhanaTalks Radio and yes say then our day. Me say download the GhanaTalks Radio app on our Play Store and the App Store. Na tune in yes say this what you see baba live on Facebook, ko Intakra, any GhanaTalks Radio page in it. So now listen, I be your fire. 1 year, Konya, Wading, Jajan.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on GhanaTalks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
On Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Radio. My name is Pakwesi Omare, your regular host. And my beautiful co-host, Desinam, is in here to anchor the show with me. I hope you had a great night. The week has started off with some brazen and alarming issues in the capital of Ghana. Izzy?
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm also doing fine.
Good.
Yeah. Last week we were here.
Yes.
And we spoke about the congestion thing.
Yes, we did.
We were mainly concerned with its sustainability.
Yeah, right. We did.
Have you been following the aftermath of the congestion?
Yes. So yesterday,
yeah.
I went to Kanishi and then Circle as well.
Okay.
Yes.
How was it?
So it actually looked as if nothing has happened.
Exactly.
With the whole of these decongestion something. And then from what we saw on the news, we saw videos of the mayor drawing lines for them. When I went to Circle, from what I saw, it looks like the traders actually adhering to it. We didn't see anybody trying to sell above the line. But when you go to Kanishi, it's different. It's not, the story is not the same as that.
At Kanishi?
Yes, at Kanishi. We saw people back on the bridge again. They were selling. Yeah.
You see, I was talking about how La Paz was looking last week, how it was clear and all. They are coming back.
They're actually back.
Oh, okay.
So apparently on Sunday, I passed there when I closed from church. And I was like, is it that the mayor didn't get here? Or they don't know what is happening? Because the way they were back, I was like, wow.
Like they are so back.
With vim. I mean, they told you. That's the way they ain't go see baby. They told you.
And the in parts of Medina, they never vacated. Like, or more crowded, I said,
but did the mayor get there?
No. The mayor only went to, I think, Kanishi and Circle.
And Circle.
Nowhere else.
And they even said that they were going to continue this exercise for quite some
3 months also.
Yes. And it's not even up to 2 weeks. They did it for just like 3 days.
2 days, 3 days, and you are tired already.
They're already tired. You see, as Mr. Dubik was saying the last time, like, if you go and ask them the budgets they use for this whole decongestion, the solid they'll give to the media, the Abaye boys, the tax force, and all of that, it's mind-blowing. So why don't they invest those money into something profitable for these traders?
I don't know. It's like, I don't even know where the blame is coming from. Whether it's coming from the traders or it's coming from the authorities trying to handle this entire decongestion exercise. Because, I mean, you begin something that you can't finish.
I would say that we are all part of it. All of us. The traders are stubborn. The mayor has given up so quickly.
Yeah.
So quickly. That was so soon.
Like too soon.
This one is not even a 9-day wonder.
Yeah.
This is a 2-day wonder.
Sure. It's I don't know. as bad if we can't really keep up with lawfulness in this country.
Yes.
And where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Because a country without law, a country without order, is a country of chaos. And that's exactly what we are experiencing.
Yeah.
Even moving into this GPRTU reduction of transportation fares thing, you see what is going on.
Yeah.
Drivers are refusing to reduce some are reducing it just by 50%. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? Everybody does what they like in a country as Ghana. GPRTU gives a directive. You all follow GPR. When GPRTU comes up and says that we are increasing fares, passengers don't argue it. By the time we get to their cars or their vehicles, they've already increased it. You give them 10 cities, it's giving you 2 cities. As I say, they are too slow. And passengers don't fight. And when the tables turn, you people try to do what you like. GPRTU are cry and they are say.
So apparently we went for reporting yesterday with regards to this issue, and then we interacted with some of the drivers, and then we asked them that, so what of those that are not adhering to the reduction? They made it clear that there's something they call brokers. These are actually cars that are not part of the union.
Okay.
So if you see any driver who is not adhering, that means that the driver is just driving. He's not part of any union. Because if you are part of the GPRT union, a directive has been given. They've even printed out papers for them. And yesterday, the car I sat in, the mates were actually holding papers.
Sure.
They can even show it to you, even if you want to, go on a challenge with them that you're not going to pay this amount. So I think, I don't know if it has to do with the Ministry of Transport or the police officers to make sure that all vehicles adhere to this directive. As to whether you are part of the union or not. As long as it has been communicated that you should reduce the prices, it should be.
I don't know. The way we enforce directives in this country is a bit bizarre. Like, very bizarre. For instance, a directive has been given. I've heard the GPRTU saying if a driver is refusing to adhere to the new fares, report the driver to a police. Car na meeting mama kodu kaswa na maybe police station or kaswa reporting ana. It doesn't make any sense. All these drivers have particular stations they load from. You need to enforce it from those stations. You just leave it to the citizen. Into citizen driver and unko chichire no police station say driver the police me fa car. Also I me 10 cities, I me 11 cities into law keno. How does this make sense? I think the Kumasi mayor is actually the one working. He has given a directive since Sunday that they are releasing police officers and this MTTD officers throughout the town, throughout the stations. Every driver who is being stubborn, you are going to be arrested. And so it's not even going to be a passenger reporting you before. That is what should be happening in Accra and all over. People just wake up, do what they like. They are being paid by our taxes, yet they can't serve us. What is that? What is that? They are in bed with the drivers. I dare also making sure say was a driver here or budget bribing to Charlie.
Very sad.
The basic things, whatsoever agenda they want to reset, it starts from the grounds. I have see the reset agenda. I had the reset agenda. And yeah, all that big inema they want to do. If you do those big things, now grounds no enya. I mean, maybe about Pamun for 2-3 days. What's your quota? Then they are back on the streets selling back. Like
they are back from the streets.
And you couldn't even get to all the particular places that
he couldn't. The main area said he didn't go to the main area. Which is Medina? Medina La Paz.
Medina is a hub of.
He didn't go to the main area.
There is a place called Royco at Medina, which have an overpass for pedestrians. If you get there, you'll be shocked. Ever since that overpass was launched, it hasn't been utilized for path walking. As almost seen as a market. Right after I want a tomato foba, I want onion foba. It doesn't make sense. So if someone actually is traveling to Medina market to buy things, you'll be or do or messy how like I want in the market. Whilst they have a market day, and I've been told that there are not so many people at the market too. So those
people like they should be lashed. Oh yes. It's not like they don't have a place. Unlike La Paz, okay, we understand. They don't really have a big market.
Yeah.
So if you see them on the streets, at least they have something tangible to speak of, like an excuse.
Yeah.
But look at good.
It's appalling. It's appalling.
I think we have to put aside then we take strict actions because this is something that was very applauded.
Yeah.
If you're a pedestrian, we understand what we feel.
Sure.
Because it's very pathetic when you don't get your way through the marketplace. And because of that, we are vulnerable to thieves.
Very.
We are vulnerable to thieves.
Very.
You are holding your bag and your bag has to be in front of you, holding it because you are not safe. You are not secured. And you brought this out, everyone was happy. And then you did it like Tuesday, so it means you are not serious. And even you see traders on one can. Oh, they said it too when they started.
That's why they didn't pack their stuff.
They know.
Yeah.
They are used to it.
Sure.
And it's very sad because most of these traders travel outside to import goods.
Yeah.
They should be sincere to themselves. When they get there, have they seen people selling on pavement before? That is if they get through there legally.
See, let me tell you what actually goes on outside Ghana. It's all about law enforcement. I keep saying this. Human beings, we are naturally stubborn. If you leave a human being, obey are there in their comfortability. For instance, Meteha Manum Sio. The right thing for me is to just walk outside, place the rubber in the dustbin. Shall I feel lazy? Let me just leave it here. Like that's how human beings are. So if there are not strict measures here, say, please, we need to keep this place clean and all that. That is what is outside Ghana. Well, yeah, then once you fault it, you are fined. I didn't just 1 hour and pass 1 minute. A spot fine. You miss a red light, police is chasing you. Opa, yacho. Baby, and was a Wujina. Ubejina crana police in the war into Ugojina hiding. But here is not that way. So we can't enforce basic laws in the country. And yet we are thinking of big things to happen. We think it's magic. It begins from somewhere. Basic things are. It will keep people in order. We can't enforce it. Once a directive is given and someone disobeys it, it becomes unlawful. Like automatically. Sabaima directive. That's when this was. It's unlawful. The person can be arrested, prosecuted, jailed.
Yeah.
How
are drivers so bold and say that because they know nothing can be done to them?
And they have connection with some of them have connections.
Connection, Papa Crabbing. 20 cedis connection.
But that's what we sold our integrity for.
It's so sad.
We sold our integrity for something less.
A police officer.
20
CDC.
No, wait, how much are they being paid? I mean, they are being paid salary, right?
They are being paid.
Is it that the money is not enough or what?
It's just them being greedy.
It's sad. It's really, really, really sad. Really, really, really sad. Yesterday I was listening to one driver who was being interviewed. He was like, "Yeah, Ghana for more time." Because I didn't know it near Maswa. The first people almost see and see so. I don't know, mama. I was like, share. I thought it'd be a school here, Papa. Oh yes, like Penny. Why will you say such a thing? Say your time won't.
Well, is it that they don't know that transport is one of the things that is eating deep into our money?
Like it affects
accommodation,
everything.
And transport.
Your transportation affects everything. Goods, services, importation, like everything.
It's so funny that yesterday we went for reporting, and then they kept complaining. They are not really happy about it, but because the government says there should be a reduction, they are going to adhere to it and reduce the prices. And then a lot of them were making reference to Aboso kind dealers. Then right after we finished interacting with the drivers, we went to Aboso kind. And then we went to speak to them as well. They were like, if you come here and you want one CD thing to put in your car, you will get it. It depends on how you are going to negotiate with whoever you are buying with. And these drivers do not come here every day that maybe their car is... It's not every day that you buy spare parts. So for them using spare parts as a care of that, spare parts boy, then they don't want to, reduce the price. They should stop saying that. Because for them, they are both kind dealers. Yeah. They rent the stores. Sometimes you can come to work and a whole day nobody comes to buy anything, but they will pay for rent. So they should just be considerate too. In as much as the fuel has been reduced, the fuel is something that you buy every day and you can even make a lot of money out of it. Yesterday we were looking for car to come home. We were hearing Odoko. You get to Odoko, they'll say Awush. You get to Awush, they'll say Ablekuma. Car bako, while loading best. He's loading for 3 places. Yeah. So look at the money you are getting.
Sure.
So I think in a way I understand that Aboso kind dealers as well, because they are paying rent too. And for the fuel, you are buying it every day, you are buying every time, and then you are getting the money
back
immediately. Yeah. Well, here lies the case for them, the dealers, they don't get the money immediately. Sometimes they have to wait for months before they get their money back. So I think in a way they also have a point there. I agree with them in a way.
But with the transport fare, they have to adhere to. So it has started in me. I've started experiencing good. Like I'm seeing the positive aspect. I haven't met, the wrong side of those mates and drivers yet, because I felt it yesterday and this morning.
Do you know the funny thing? The big transports have adhered to it.
Yes.
The trotros, the buses.
Yeah, those going on long journey too.
The taxi drivers are rather proving stubborn. Like I don't get them. I don't get them. As a taxi driver, my for saying grand and there's another side of it. They were supposed to reduce it for 15%.
Yes.
They've only reduced it for 10%.
Yes.
And passengers are not even complaining.
We are not even complaining.
They are not. If 15% means if I was paying 5 cedis, now I'm supposed to pay like 3 cedis, 50 pesos. But now you are taking, let's say, 4 cedis. And with that one, you still don't want to. Is it greed? Is it corruption? What is it? Because it makes no sense at all. Like, no actual sense comes out of this. No actual sense comes out of this.
It's very sad. And I feel like when they start using some people as an scapegoat, it will make sense. Because some of the driver will be like, ɛna sika no ye almost yente so ya te so more complaining like some of these mates they find it so difficult. But then the one I took this morning, they have, as she said, they have a sheet of paper. So one passenger was trying to argue, the paper and sharing no, so on shame. So you see that this person is actually walking in the steps of the GPRT directives. But then we have people who will not do that.
But even with that, see, the real prices that the GPRTU released is not what the drivers are using. For that one, let's be fair. GPRTU says if you were taking 12 cedis, now take 10 cedis. How much are they taking now? They are taking 11 cedis.
11 cedis. And they've added 50 pesos. So 50 pesos. 50 pesos.
That aspect of this country needs to be attended to. And we have a way of, I don't know, devaluing our currencies. I don't know if we have really paid attention to.
As in how?
Okay. What does 20 pesos buy you now? How much is Tom Tom?
50 pesos.
Exactly. How much is pure water?
50 pesos.
So what becomes of like
the use of
So
like as he said, what becomes the use of the money
the 20
again?
pesos.
Because I remember those times toffee was bought at 20 pesos.
Yes.
Even 30 pesos you get.
Even gum.
You
even
get
to buy gum.
Like 10 pesos, 20 pesos. Now when you have 10 pesos, it's useless. When you have 20 pesos, it's useless. Unless maybe you get an amount of money and then you have to add up maybe the 10 pesos or the 20 pesos to complete the exact amount you need in buying something. So we've devalued our that one is true, we've devalued our currency.
But 20 pesos can be used as a top up.
Yes, it can be used as a top up. But say you hold 20 pesos and move into a shop, you'll be slapped.
Yeah, like
because there's nothing you can buy with 20
pesos.
pesos.
Nothing at all.
I get it.
And very soon it will shift to only 1 cedi.
Exactly. Because right now, aside pure water and Tom Tom, what does 50
There
pesos
is nothing you can buy with 50 pesos. An ice cream from Davi.
So we need to pay attention to these things. We need to pay attention to it because it weakens the value of the currency. It makes it useless. Where is 1 peso? Where is 10 pesos? Are they not part of the currency? So what is their value? All these things contribute to inflation. Because the sikani biwo currency ni biwo honoma, like another esu nim faswa. It shifts the burden onto the next one.
Yeah.
These are the things economies should be tackling. Because when it affects real life, minim say na Ghana ye dwene fa. Ya ko school mfaso bia amaso.
Educated
illiterates. That's what we are.
You guys
we can say this in a funny way, but that is the reality we are living in. What does these things buy us? Nothing. Like nothing. Cry. And so much our Bank of Ghana. Or much our Bank of Ghana. Oh, kota dear. I do a friend say. Oh, pastries bizarre. Tian bizarre. No.
Spring roll.
Spring rolls. Ghana cried the band pastries and can once and a boyading because ye impo. And ye salmon quan. I don't know, it's true. They will tell you this is chocolate bread. Go and eat it and see if you feel any chocolate. Meat pie. There's not one meat in the pie.
They've added additives, color.
To the drink. And no crowd can once and a boyading.
If you buy it for the fun yogurt sellers, it's worse.
Very, very, very worse.
It's very, very bad. And you see, that is muchly affecting us as a country as well. Because if we devalue our currency, and then it means that we are not going to feel so much impact of the cedi depreciation as we citizens. Because they said the cedi has now appreciated to 10 cities, and still we cannot feel the impact. So what is the use of it? So I feel like, in as much as the city is appreciated, we the citizens, we should feel the positivity when we have to go and purchase groceries at the market, buy certain things that are very common to buy. And then with what he's saying, like the spring roll stuff. Now spring roll is 1 cedi or 2 cedi. 1 cedi.
It's 2 cedis.
2 cedis.
Yeah, 2 cedis.
2 cedis.
I was about to ask you where you buy yours 1 cedi.
So that you go and buy some.
It's something I really like. The last time I saw a woman who was selling something, she was like 2 for 5 cedis. I was like, 1 is how much? 1 is 2 cedis. And I'm saying, I won't say 1 is 2 cedis. But more pricing from 2 is 5 cedis. Last time I was going to buy there's a banana. And the woman was like, yeah, it's free 10 cedis.
Yes.
I told her point
blank. Yes,
say,
banana.
Say me was diamond. Kramen to banana. What's free 10 cedis? Who gave that directive?
It's true. Now
how much is
banana?
Very
expensive.
Like nothing is expensive. Let's be honest. These people are just greedy. This same banana now. Actually, me say or say high 10 cedis no. Go to, what they anywhere after Adenta, go and ask for banana. So why are we making Accra like some like zero city?
One of the difficult place to stay.
What is that?
It's Accra.
What is that? We've easily accepted some abnormalities to become normal. And
you see, these are also perishable goods. It spoils early. But we are so, it's very difficult for we to sell it out easily. And then plantain. Now 1 plantain is 5 cedis. Yet so back say 5 cedis.
Me, I thought it's 10 cedis.
And I'm so much so.
What is so? Like all these things, they contribute to what we are talking about. Say government will do his best to reduce some of these things, yet the people themselves will keep it from having effect on the citizens. Yesterday I was having a conversation with a brother and he was like, I read something on Twitter. He was also complaining about now we boy didn't say. So I read something on Twitter. The person was, is it a good call if government brings in a price control policy? I was like, yes, it's a good call, a great call, but our system doesn't allow it. That's the problem we have. The system doesn't see. If you go to, have you heard of Sefi?
Sefi,
you know Sefi, yes. If you go to Sefi, if you buy that whole bulk of plantain, it shouldn't cost you 10 cedis. The entire, I'm telling you.
Wow.
It doesn't cost you 10 cedis. And if you buy one, they will give you 2.
Hey.
This is like practical thing. I have experienced it. I've seen it. If you go there, walking by the roadside, you'll see people's plantain rotten. Plantain I can see a bit to say what one says. It is rotten. That is what they do there. That is the farms they do there. All that government needs to do is to buy from these people. I'm not on it less than 10 cedis there. Just approximately to 10 cedis. Now better on the 20 cedis work room and I say 30 cedis. And Crawford, bring it to the market. These people go there, take it for that's low. Comes here and sell it for 200 cedis.
Yeah. Then you see, my place to yam is very common. You can get 3 tubers of yam sold at 15 cedis. 3 tubers of yam. And
for
then
15 cedis.
15 OT.
Oh, yes.
And they are selling yam, a tuber of yam for 70 cedis here.
Yeah. I think for them, they are known for harvesting
yam and then cassava.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know what is going on.
So since I came here, I've never bought yam because it's expensive. Like 1 yam, 20 cedis. Like a tuber.
Yeah,
A tuber of yam, 30 cedis, 50 cedis. Yeah, the market crack to so.
Yeah, like
say I take transport first, so I'm going to take foodstuffs and other commodities. They should reduce the prices as well because fuel prices affect everything.
Yeah.
So if it has affected them and they are reducing, now they should sell it for 3 cedis.
That's like everyone is reducing.
Everyone. Pure takra.
If pure water should come back to maybe 20 pesos or 30 pesos.
Maybe on their cat.
People are so greedy. Even in the case of pure water, the pure water bags, the bag of pure water, how much do they sell it?
10 cedis.
From the retailers, right? If you buy it in the car, how much is it?
8 cedis.
6 cedis.
Which of the water?
I bought Cool for 6 cedis in the car. I was like, motor on 6 cedis, wasn't I?
Oh, really?
The woman selling it to me every day sells it for 10 cedis. Now she's saying 12 cedis or something. So how much do you want to make on
a particular good?
And I see business in a baby.
Oh, Saturday.
In a baby.
It's so bizarre. It makes no factual sense. Why we should be
and you see, it has become so normal that when you want to do a business, you also want to start it that way. Like you want to go the way they are doing it because you feel like
it's like a cycle.
You earn more from it.
See, when you go to Apple store right now, you go to the Apple shops, those who sell the iPhones. iPhone 16 used to sell at what price? 16,000. Yeah, 16,000. Now we're selling at 12,000. Yes, they've reduced it drastically. Like the CD has automatically affected it in Tiaswati automatically. I didn't know 16. Now it's 12,000.
This is the time that when you want to buy gadgets,
I
would advise you to buy it.
It's true. It's true because yesterday I saw is it a double decker fridge? The lady said was it 1,000? Yes, it's 1,000. And then someone was it 1,000 or 800? I'm sorry, that would be 500 and something. And someone was asking whether it's raw or they are just faking it out.
I mean, a man who said he used to pay his fees for about $40,000 Ghana cedis. Now he's paying 34,000. So
Because
how
the
much
dollar
is
is
off?
down.
Yes, about 6,000. It's off.
Yeah.
Do you know the difference that makes? Do you know the difference that makes? But these drivers and traders are making it feel like whatever is happening is not affecting anything. That is greed. It's so bad that so many things that we have in this country we need to import. And for that reason, you can't have a price control policy. We can't. Do you know why some people hate Rollins?
Because he was too principled.
Not that. It was because of these things. They gatekeep prices. Even at a time, I was almost saying, no more man wide. No TC crew. Oyibia no the cheche. Oyibia mefa. So almost say they will gatekeep it. I mean, why is it so expensive? So people can't buy. I don't know. I don't know where we go from here as a people, but this is not the way to go. If we are going to be our own enemies, then if the government is not putting in any measures to help relieve us from the so-called things we complain from, then what was the essence of holding government to that responsibility? Because you're buying man, you're my from buying Modia Mompesa Modia never fame.
They say buying on your dengue.
Yesterday I was having a conversation with one mate. I was like, hey, I did a matiti so dear machine yum crowd. It was like, oh, Brian Kanokare. Phone above him. Phone above him. The so once it crime affect answer. It's like, wow. That's honesty.
Unless he has been honest.
Yeah, that's honesty. They were supposed to reduce it for 15%. Oma reduce it 10%, and the passengers are not even complaining.
Hey.
We are not complaining.
Yeah, I'm ready for anything. If you want to take an old fare, take. If you want to take a new fare, take. I don't want any drama.
It's I don't know. The mayor should do something regarding most of this. And the Accra regional minister too. Ramsar site. Oh yeah, one pay it in Kabim. In so toy saying and run was a press conference say no more kububu or sakuma. Like these things I don't get it.
And I even learned the flooding issue has escalated even previously. As like say I know the areas that are not supposed to be getting flooded are now getting flooded.
Because they are refusing to do the necessary thing.
And aside that, every year we allow people to build, to construct their houses at places they are not supposed to. So it keeps increasing. It keeps increasing. It's like taking one step forward, 5 steps back. That's how we live in Ghana. Oh, you say half one day. Yes, say when we are. Instead, say you better prevent other people from building at other dangerous places. No, you say hantini atu ya dream. No, monso akoye ho. In so twa, onso be say start ya flood. Enti nya yeko bubu wa na mfa so be na wo so. And mean omoye ade a omoye ne no omojai omoye ne ombotwen baby foforo si a let's take another action. They take it for a day or two, they stop. We are not serious. Everything boils down to leadership, and our leaders are not serious. They are just not serious. The congestion exercise 1, 2 wejai. Now the people are back comfortably selling on the streets. No communication, nothing from the mayor's office.
9-day wonder.
But he was the same person that said that it's not going to be a 9-day wonder.
It's not even 9. 2-day wonder.
Let's be serious in this country.
Yeah, we really need to be serious.
Let's be serious. Never say what can or be himself NPP in our kind of politics, but I didn't know more than Rebecca. On the other side too, near Mark of him from the Boyfriends Association. Yet, you know so.
What's it is?
Nina Namoton Scana Yedamamu yet so. It's ya Ubana Namade Bani idea and more charges 20-30 yet so.
Because of what is the prices?
Everything calm down. You answer it.
I know your Mupiaro.
Your Mupiaro, it's Macasamo. Your official, yeah, the above I abonting. GPRs you do more than a buy and the answer, dear, buy.
And the boyfriend say, I say, my bad.
Okay, so I think it's 9 a.m. We will be delving into our conversations, the real discussions for the day very soon. Our guests are almost in, so we can engage them for the conversations. But ladies, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
SCDA, she will be here.
Me, I'll be where?
Yeah, you'll be here. You'll be in that corner.
Well,
or you want to leave me?
I'll take my leave then.
You take your leave?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll hear from Debbie again with the midday news, and yeah, the discussion is right about getting underway. My guest is in. Hey, see, they are buying a so. Well, mate, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I hope everything is
Charlie,
fine.
I'm good.
We thank God. We thank God.
Are we live?
Yeah, you are live, so you can talk.
Oh, okay. Good morning.
Good morning. How was the journey?
The last time I said it, this your place is very hectic when coming, but we have to.
We have to.
Since it's service, I always use the police motto: service with integrity.
Oh, okay.
You understand? We have already said that we want to serve the nation.
Yeah.
We want to serve humanity. We want to serve family and friends.
Sure.
So we have to. Even if it is in a hole. Yes.
Okay. And with that much being said, we want to congratulate you officially for your appointment on the Deputy
Director
of NADMO.
Yes.
Blekuma Central.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Duly deserved.
Thank you very much.
Deserved.
Thank you very much.
We hope, pray, and believe that you are going to serve with integrity.
Sure.
With humility.
Sure.
And to the best of your service to the country.
Inshallah.
Mohammed,
Chief.
A lot has been going on.
Yes. I know.
You know it.
I know.
Our vice president is back in the country.
Yes. We welcome her. Good morning to Ghana Talks radio online, and then good morning to all our listeners. I would say our listeners because I'm also part of the management, which I'm praying that very soon the prayers and plans that we have for this station, I know it will come through.
It will definitely
and then
come through.
the discussion we had the last time. I am certain that if God permits, things are going to happen in the right direction. Yes.
Wow.
Welcome. I've been saying this, that you see, if a mother is in the house, you have a mother and a father, and the mother treats the father very well. Even if the mother is not around, you won't feel her presence, whether she is around or not. You won't feel her absence. So now that she has come back, because of the good policies and things, and then the good breast she has given our father, the President of the Republic of Ghana. Oh, but say, Mami, ni Papa Ufia. You understand? Good, the best in a Papa 4 year Papa.
I think women don't know these things.
They don't know.
All right,
See,
please don't
once-
They don't know that because it is something, and then even though we are not discussing that, but we will
So we are
learn.
digressing.
We will learn something small about it.
Let's learn. I'm
Oh,
interested in
come
that.
on.
I'm
It
interested
is-
in that.
It is one of the things that make men active. If you don't know, yes,
What?
yes, it is one of the things that make men active. If you see a man who is like, excuse my word, he's somehow, just make sure that you breastfeed him. Yes, he'll come into yes, he'll come into his right senses. You can, yes, you can. If you know of someone, advise the person
To take breast milk.
to take breast, even not the milk.
For the married couple, our advice.
Oh, even for
No. For the married couple, those are married.
Okay.
You didn't
They
even
should-
know what
Okay,
I was about
let me
No.
say this.
I know you.
Mama, say
Let me say this.
See,
say it.
Do you know?
let's go into the main discussion.
We will go.
We'll go into the discussion.
Yeah, let's do this.
But
let's
do you
do
know
this.
one thing that we've been lacking,
No.
especially in this country?
No,
Our sisters or our women, they don't know this.
they don't know. Tell them.
We are not talking about relationship
Yeah.
or marriage,
Or marriage.
but we will delve into it a little bit before coming into our topic.
Oh, jeez.
I'm well seated.
Relationship,
Yeah.
it's something that in Africa
Yeah.
we have taken marriage to be something that if you are not married,
You can't have a relationship.
you can't have it. You are not in a relationship. You can't do anything that happens in marriage.
Hmm.
If you go to the Western world, even though Islam and Christianity
Yeah.
is against what we are saying,
Yeah.
but you have to also look back. Go to the Western world. How are they living? They live very comfortable, peace and harmony.
Yeah.
They are not married though.
Yeah.
But they do everything that married couples do.
Sometimes you look at them on the beach. They are just wearing things. As a man, even if you don't have a boyfriend, you can see it.
And then you are okay. Even if you here in Africa, here in Ghana, here in Accra, our community, you just go to Labadi Beach or one of the expensive beaches, Kokobiti, or you see a woman with this short thing. Hey, Bonsam Jem, you understand? They start to,
we are not complaining.
It is a mindset.
It's a mindset. It's a mindset.
Yeah. You see, if your mind, if you're a man, and you see, excuse my word, you see the nakedness of a woman, and then your mind doesn't click to do something like that. I'm not sure you think of anything. You understand? So our mother, when she went, even though she was not in the country, but we were feeling her presence because she gave our father what he's supposed to do for us. And by God's grace, today we can say Alhamdulillah. Everybody in this country, including the MPP and whatsoever, they are all thanking God that we have His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Looking at MPP business moguls who are saying that, hey, Nka Mahama and Banka, Nka Yejumesh Egu, like their business have collapsed. Go to Abosu Kai today. The way they are enjoying, they are jubilating. Even though some of them are still wearing their party colors. But take the party color out. Let's talk about the nation.
The reality on grounds.
Today, dollar is 10 cedis 40. As at yesterday, by 4 p.m. when I checked, it was around 10 cedis 48 pesos or so. And I know today definitely it will drop again.
Hey.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Today.
Yes.
Wow.
It is only on weekend that the dollar doesn't drop. Which is Saturday and Sunday. But Monday to Friday, you can study since from May. Every day the dollar comes down. If not 2 pesos, 3 pesos, or something like that. You understand? That means we are heading towards where we want to go to. Yes, we are heading towards the right direction. I was just reading something from COPEC. They are saying that fuel is likely to drop to 12 cedis by Friday. You understand? So if fuel, the dollar is coming down, fuel prices are coming down. So those of us in the market, why can't we also reduce the things we sell in the market?
Exactly. That was one of the conversations we
yes,
were having.
Today, GPRTU and other transport union, they've all come together and no, let us reduce our transport fare by 15%, which they did.
But even with that, some of the drivers are being adamant and stubborn to reduce.
I was listening to the PRO of GPRTU, Alhaji Moro Abbas. He said, any driver who fails to comply, don't beat him. Just take the person to the police. And you know one funny thing that happened yesterday? Yesterday was Monday. A lady did a video at Circle that they bought a car from Circle. They were going to, I think, Amasaman or so. And when they got into the middle of the road, the mate was taking
the previous fare.
And they said, no, they won't pay.
So the driver actually
he has to go back to the station
and drop them. Look at
the waste of fuel that you did. So imagine the fuel that you wasted from where you were. Achimota. So look at Achimota. You waste almost half a gallon. Look at the traffic and stuff. You understand?
He's so wise.
Yes. Sometimes we are our own enemies.
True. As a country.
Yes, as a country. Sometimes we are our own enemies. Dollar is down. The fuel is down. Your bosses says reduce. Assuming they said that the fuel is up and they've increased fuel, so increase your fare immediately.
They will, like overnight.
Yes.
And even with this reduction, do you know that they didn't reduce it to the 15%? They've only done 10%.
10%.
And with that, the passengers are not even complaining.
Good.
We are okay.
We are okay. I was with someone yesterday, and the person was like, "Oh, at least me from Kumasi, like he was from Kumasi. He was coming to he just got to Accra by then when we were sitting. I was like, Charlie, when I was coming, instead of 120 cedis, they took 90 cedis.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, Kumasi, which
Wow.
car? He said VIP. I said, oh, okay.
Wow.
VIP, you know, we have two types.
Yeah.
Maybe the normal one, which is 120 formally, is now 96 at least. 30 cedis.
Yeah.
30 cedis. So bet me they are to you any drink our car.
Bread.
Thank you. You understand? Yeah. So sometimes we are our own enemies, like I said.
Yeah.
But I also blame our leadership. Right?
Yeah.
Today, GPRT has given directives. Anyone who fails to comply, the person should be arrested.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, when they arrest the person, and the person is at the police, in Kasa and same way. You understand? Yeah. Meanwhile, what the person has done is illegal. So we have to look at it. Make sure that the nation Ghana today, we are moving on as we want. It's moving on the right direction because our fuel is being reduced, the dollar is down, and then if a country will move on, it's all about your currency.
Right.
You understand? If you want to progress, get investors in your country. It's all about your currency. Today, our currency, we are praying. Me like this, I am praying that the dollar can be stable around 9 cedis for a period of time for maybe 2 to 3 years to come.
Wow. But do you think it's possible?
It's possible. It's possible because you see, the last time we sat here when we were discussing with Matthew, right?
Yeah. Maxwell.
Yeah. He was like, they did everything and then he wanted me to show him one single policy with, and I was like, if the fundamentals are weak,
the
exchange rates will expose you. That is what the former vice president told us.
The economic whiskey.
Yeah, the economic whiskey. Okay. So today, the fundamentals
are
strong.
So
the exchange rate is showing us the direction.
Okay.
The exchange rate is showing us that our fundamentals are strong. So the president, the finance minister, the gold board CEO, the Bank of Ghana governor, they have laid the right fundamentals for it to be strong. So the exchange rate is showing us the way. So we as a country, since this is what we wanted, this is what we voted for, the resetting agenda. Most of the media houses campaigned for the reset. Most of individuals, the youth, women's wings, and other institutions campaigned for the resetting agenda. And today, by God's grace, students, NGOs, organizations, civil societies, and staffs, they all campaigned for the resetting agenda. And by God's grace, the resetting is happening. Right after the election, we promised that in our 120 days, we'll make sure that the e-levy will be abolished. We did it.
But with that, have you realized that the banks are charging some?
Yes, they said it is electronic something like this charges. But I don't know which electronic that they are talking about. I went to open an account. I don't want to mention the bank's name. At one of the banks. I have about 3 accounts, but I wanted this particular account for a purpose. So when I went there, I know when you are to open an account, at least within 2 to 3 hours, you have to receive the account number.
Sure.
It took me almost 2 days before I received the accounts.
Why?
Because of their poor management.
Wow.
Yes. And then over there, they said I'll get ATM, I'll get my number will be linked to my mobile money will be linked to my account, and then every month I'll be charged. I think is it 20 something cedis or so every month, whether I withdraw money or not. I was like,
no, that's not fair.
So I told him that okay, fine. I needed the account for a purpose. Yeah. I'll go for this particular account that I already have it, and that is where I'm doing my savings.
Sure.
So I was like, no. I said I went there on Thursday. I was expecting the account on that particular Thursday. The account didn't come on Thursday. The account didn't come on Friday. It came on Saturday evening.
Saturday?
Yes.
I have never even seen a bank release account on Saturdays. It should have been on a working day.
You understand? So I was like, what is happening? And this bank is a government bank.
Wow. A whole government institution.
So you have like I've been saying, we are our own enemies. Someone will be in the house. There is no job for the person to do. And then someone will get the job and he will sleep on the job. At the end of the month, you are expecting government to spend on you.
Sure.
You understand? So we have to look at all this as a country. Me, I always talk as a statesman.
Sure.
Even though I am a politician, I do politics a lot. But when it comes to national issue, I always want to address it as it is. Let us look at the current happening and then go with it.
Okay.
Guta met with his people and they said they will reduce their items, but unless they sell the one in the shop,
the old stock
before. Assuming Guta says, let's increase our prices. Are they going to maintain? And in every business, it's either you lose or you gain.
Yeah.
So when it comes like this, those of you who did economics, that is what it tells you.
Sure.
The higher the demand, the more the supply or something like this. So here is the case. When you reduce your item, definitely people will purchase. People will come to you. I was watching a video from what's the name? Agbogboloshi. The woman was like, oh, yatitisu, a rice which is being sold for 420 Ghana cedis. They've reduced it to 380 cedis.
Wow.
Millicent rice.
Wow.
A gallon of oil.
Yeah.
Which was being sold for 700 cedis. I bought it somewhere last month on the 7th. I bought it for 700 cedis. But initially it was around 1,000 something.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yes. But I bought it 700 cedis around on 7th May.
Wow.
Today it's 590 Ghana cedis.
Really?
Yes.
You are joking.
I am telling you. Go to the market. Let your reporters go to the market and ask of the price.
Wow.
Yes. A box of drumstick, chicken drumstick, which was being sold for 430 Ghana cedis. Today it's being sold for 360 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
Yes. So you have to see that the economy is working the way it's supposed to. So if we don't thank this man, at least
okay. The other aspect of it, and
now
The second aspect of all these things, as we were speaking earlier on, pertains to the fact that we don't have a price control policy as a country. And that is not our fault, I will say. It is how the system is working in the country. We don't have a staged platform for our market or our trade board, because most of the things that we purchase in here are imported. And once you do more imports than production, it gives the leverage to traders to exploit. I will use that word because you can't control how they should be pricing theirs. A trader will tell you, I took mine from China, which we all know they are on a lower base. This one will tell you, I took mine from Germany, which is on a higher base. So if you tell them to sell it at the same price, ideally you are not being fair to one of them. And so that is definitely going to make it almost impossible to achieve such a feat with price control policy in the country.
Like you said,
yeah,
we don't have price control policy here because I can't go to the market, buy what I want to buy with the little dollar that I have. And then you come to me, tell me that this is the price you want me to sell. You understand? It's not done that way. But I want us to also look at this angle, that the way, like I said, the dollar is what we use to what? To buy all those commodities, the imports that we've been doing. So if I import, assuming, let's say I import rice, initially I have to use like $10,000, which at first it was equivalent to 17
cedis.
$10,000, which is equivalent to 170,000 Ghana cedis, right? And today the dollar is being sold at 10 cedis, assuming.
Yeah.
So instead of 170, instead of 10,700 Ghana cedis that I need today, I need only 10,000 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
You understand?
Sure.
So definitely,
I still have
the change to add up and then get the number of items that I want.
Okay.
So if I come to the market, I have no option than to sell it. If it's being sold for 100 Ghana cedis, I have no option than to sell it less than that 100 Ghana cedis.
But the real, I don't know if you did a little bit of economics. Okay.
I am not that much good, but I have a clue.
Okay. So even though, let's say, the dollar, as we say, it has a stable rate wherever, in the terrain of our currency now, wherever you go, that's how the rate is. So, as let's say $1 to 1 cedi, $1 to 1 cedi. I have that rate as an advantage. But here comes the case. If I move to China to buy something, the same thing I'll get in China for, let's say, $5, I'm going to get it for about $15 in Germany. So even though we are all trading with the same dollar rate, you take yours from China, I take mine from Germany. We are not purchasing it on the same price there.
So it depends on the consumer. You understand? If I go to Agbogboleshi, and I know that Agbogboleshi getting a bag of onion will be sold for 1,500 Ghana cedis, and then when I go to Ajin Kotoku, a bag of onion is being sold for 800 Ghana cedis. I will consider the fare, the transport that will bring me home. And then if I consider the fare, the transport, maybe if I add the transport and everything, I'll spend like 1,000 Ghana cedis. I'd rather go to Ajin Kotoku than to go to Agbogloshi. Sure. That is why like you said, we don't have
the price
control. Yeah. You understand? So if you want your items to be sold at this particular price, then it depends on you. You understand? Yeah. I want to buy at this shop A. Shop A is being sold for 100 Ghana cedis, and your own, because it is from UK, it is 200 Ghana cedis. But it's the same thing. I'll go to A and buy it at 100 Ghana cedis, and then even buy one additional in addition to it.
Now you see where it would have been. This policy would have been achieved. This brilliant idea could have been achieved if we had a price control policy. But because we don't have it, if I am pricing mine 200 because of where I take mine from, and you take yours at a place where you can sell it for 100, because of the profit margin, I will never adhere to my advantage of taking it from China so I can sell it for 100. Yes. I will still try to match up with yours based on the profit margin.
Good.
It's like, ideally, that's business people.
That is how some do.
Yeah.
You understand? Do you know, we have people that go to Nigeria to buy items to come and sell here in Ghana. The same people, we have some that goes to Togo and get the same things, come here and sell. And the same thing to people go to Dubai. Some go to China and bring the same things here. You understand? So you see that there is a cloth that is being called Holland. That Holland, when you go to Nigeria and you buy it over there, it's worth like 700 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
But if you go to a shop, they'll tell you that this is Dubai Holland. You get it?
Yeah.
And the Dubai Holland, they will tell you that it is 1,500 Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, they are the same Holland the same company, the same brand and everything. But because this one is from Nigeria and this one is from Dubai, so they will differentiate it that this is Nigeria and this is Dubai. You get what you get? Yes,
I get you.
So the price controlling thing, if it can be done, it is very difficult to be done to get it. That one day I'll be frank with you. Yeah. But since we don't have that, and then we have leadership. Leadership can be strict on some people.
Just like the GPRT.
Yes. So Guta, anybody who is a member of Guta, you have to reduce your price of items. We don't care wherever you go from your things. Reduce it. If since you are a member. Today, someone's car. I'm giving an example. I'm citing an example with GPRTU. Someone can be using a 2007 car in a station. You go to a destination where someone who is using 2025 car will go.
Will also go.
My car is a brand new. Yeah. I bought it with maybe not with 10,000 Ghana cedis or 20,000 Ghana cedis, and your own, the time you bought it is like 700 or 800. But we are still in the same station. Charging the same fare,
plowing the same destination.
So if you are a member of Guta, you have to also apply. You have to comply with what your leadership will tell you.
Okay. We'll find time and delve into this really, really well. But as you said, people need to adhere. The leadership of most of these unions need to be strict on their members, so that the citizens can feel the effect of the brilliant policies the government has put in place to bring relief to the people and the citizens. Good for us, we have our colleague guest in the studio in the person of Enoch Aki. Enoch, good morning.
Good morning.
We've been waiting for you.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. That is just by the way. I hope you've been sleeping well. Under the new government, things are going on well as you came to meet Mohammed was taking us through how the dollar has been, breathtaking for us and all that. I hope you're also feeling the same breeze.
Oh, okay. So I think it's been same. Yes, it's been same for ages and it's been same till now.
Hey,
Oh, that is the honest truth.
Like how the economy is now, it's the same way it was.
Oh no, we
last
can't
year.
say it is the same way, but at least we are not experiencing a heaven now. Yes, we are still in Ghana here, and we're experiencing the good works others have put in place and others are enjoying.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that's how we were. Okay,
of course.
Okay. That's fine. That's fair. That's fair. Anyways, let's get into the conversations right away. One aspect of the country, and unfortunately our time is most spent, so we will be very brief with our submissions today. One aspect of every country's development or progress is our education system.
Sure.
Over the years, our education system has been marred with so many irregularities, if we are going to be honest.
Very true.
The free SHS policy was great. That's not something we can ever downplay.
Sure.
But it also came with so many, let's say, disadvantages. Indiscipline, like it was mad with so many things. I don't want to get into the details and facts of that, but we all attest to the fact that some of these things. Fast forward, for the past 2-3 years, one thing we've come to realize mostly on our campuses, SHS tertiary, is violence and indiscipline. Extremely. We've seen students show off guns in classrooms, some even shooting their colleagues. We've seen students fighting with teachers. We've seen students stabbing each other, some beating up other colleagues, even to death. This is the backbone of how we raise our leaders in the country, our education system. What is going on? What needs to be done? The indiscipline. What is the cause of most of these things, and what are the things we need to put in place as a country to curtail this menace that is breeding in our educational system? Because one thing we need to really understand here is that right from childhood, every child who is subjected to education or school in particular spends most time of their lives until they grow up in school. So where they spend the most time, where they have the most relationships, where they have the most company, is where indiscipline is being bred. What becomes of them as they grow up? What is the fruit we are going to bear from that training they are having right from childhood until they pass out of school? Which we even mostly say that school nipa. So what is the cause, and what are the things we need to do as a nation to curtail these things?
So thank you very much. Yeah. Before I answer that, let me extend some gratitude to colleagues out there, fellow patriots. Important Dr. Brian Champon. I want to extend my greetings to him, and to my good friend, celebrities friend, is also out there. So I think with this, right, as you rightly said, free SHS has had a lot of impact here in Ghana. But one thing which is increasingly growing is indiscipline and violence in our schools. So Dr. Educhum came to Ghana to handle this free SHS with Dr. Napo together. Came in with a lot of ideas which I think has been very beneficial. But one challenge I think they encountered is bringing in the let's take out Keenan and the others from our education system, especially in the senior high and the lower and upper primary.
Okay.
I think they took that out in the sense that they felt that teachers were using that as a means to also bully or hurt children, and they've had a lot of complaints at the ministry. So in fact, let's take that out and come out. So I even think some teachers were saying you can't even punish students anymore. I think that idea he brought was great. But in a country like US or the others where he stayed, where he has worked, working over there with such a policy is great because they've had it from the start. But coming to Ghana here to introduce that on a sharp note, I think it was a wrong decision. We should have actually reduced it or started on a slower pace rather than just introducing it. Because I happened to pass by a school where a teacher was going to cane a student and the cane was taken from the teacher by the headmaster.
Wow.
Yes, that we were told not to. And I think even if you are caught, you can be suspended or sacked as a teacher when you use the cane on a student. But here in this country, the student will find it's serious.
Sure.
As for then or and the rest. So if you are to take off the discipline part away totally, I think it won't help.
Okay.
And then that is what is causing the problem. Coming to our tertiaries too, day in, day out, we are seeing violence and stealing and killing and the rest. The topic was, I think on our tertiaries, we should have some security. We should be very intentional about that. Our schools have securities, internal securities, true. Yeah. But I think it is not helping, or they are not taking full control over that action, and they are not able to help in executing the securities on our campuses.
Okay. So
looking like a school like University of Ghana, having internal security. Well, maybe they have gone through some training, a little training, and they are doing that. But when you have external securities like our military and our police on our campuses, I think discipline will be you see securities patrolling on your campuses, and then you are saying, I'm going to jump from a 6th floor down. You see,
but with that measure, where suicide has also become a rampant thing on campus, do you think as a nation we have downplayed the effect of therapy and our mental health?
Oh yes, for that I always say that in this country, I think it is now that we are being intentional. Because when we check our education system, it's one of the oldest too. One of the oldest ministry, because Ghana Education Service has a district office in every district in Ghana. It should tell you how our education system
has grown.
It has really grown. Every district office has a district office with a district director with staff there. It should tell you how we are intentional about that. I see it is now we are adding counseling and the rest. It's not bad, engage here, but we should be very intentional. At least every senior high school. Every senior, I think universities now have. Every senior high school and lower and upper primary should have a counselor in the school. Where students can run to, because some of our students are shy of their teachers. That person shouldn't even be a teacher. A staff in the school situated to handle counseling, because suicide is very serious. This girlfriend boyfriend issue is causing a lot of suicide, and if you don't take care, and it is not just having the counseling unit in the school, it should be something students should be able to visit regularly without being forced. It should be known on campus. They should organize programs, mental health issues. A lot are going on, and if you are very intentional about that, our district offices should ensure that schools in your jurisdiction, from KG to primary to JHS to tertiary to SHS, we should be intentional about it. If not even the school, the district offices should have counseling units where students can run to. We should be, I think with that, suicide will decrease. Yes.
Before I leave you on this particular issue, we've seen the calls for, as you mentioned, security personnel to be deployed on campuses. Do you think it's the right call?
Yes. I happen to...
Is that not going to intimidate students also in a certain way?
Okay, so I think they are not there to scare people. A place like University of Ghana, there are some stretch that they are not even street lights there. And when you pass there in the evening, it's very dangerous. Yes. From, I think, Pent going down to TF, there are no lights there. And when you are passing there, you are scared. And there are hostels there. Students must go out to go and learn in the evening. But because of this thing, they are not able to go. Accra Technical University, my own school, they always take student phones from them. Those in the hostel. Oh, they're Tudu boys. When you get out, they are taking it from you. internal securities are there, but
they are not doing much.
They can't do much.
Sure.
At least I think every university has
internal security.
Yes, and they have this police unit around. Because if you go to Accra Technical University, we have the central command, regional command also there. University of Ghana, they have the Legon police just opposite them. Tech has. Others have. We should be intentional to deploy people there, not only when there is public. You see this university fight,
this
hall fight and the rest. When we have this, we shouldn't wait when they fight before we bring securities there.
It should be a regular thing.
They should be seeing them on their campuses regularly, walking, patrolling. Yes. From that point, from this whole fight to stealing to suicide to killing and the rest. You could see just recently, how do you call it? Is it Winneba? One of the lecturers has been killed.
He's been killed and buried in his own house.
You see how our lecturers should even be protected. We should protect them. I think we should be intentional about that.
Okay. Thank you very much. That was Enoch Aki on his submission on how indiscipline has marred our education system and the measures we can take as a people to curb all these things from our educational system, to sanitize it and to give it a breathing space to grow into the formula in which we want it to grow to become of our wards. Mohammed.
Chief, this education issue. But before I go to that, Enoch, good morning. Yeah, he said someone has put in
measures in
place, and
someone planted, and you are enjoying the fruit.
Whatever. Do you remember what IMF told Ghana in 2016 that whoever becomes the president of the Republic of Ghana in 2017, the person is going to have a smooth economy because of the implementations and things that were put in place
by that government,
by governments by then. But at the end of the day, what did you see? What did we see? Mess all over. Instead of them to do it well, the vice president himself did mention it that they didn't do it well as it was left to them.
But so, they had COVID also.
That's COVID happened. You see,
Ukraine-Russia war.
What was the impact of Ukraine-Russia war? What was the impact on COVID on Ghana's economy?
Well, with COVID, we actually had so many fans coming.
Good. So the fans should have rather made us to enjoy, not to even. We should be saying, oh, because of COVID. Me, I always give an example. I cite an example with this dollar thing and then stuff. The dollar, when we left the dollar for around 3 cedis, 90 pesos, good, 80 pesos, and then before COVID, dollar was around 9 cedis. You understand? So what happened between the period of
2017
to 2019 before COVID? You understand? It was mismanagement. You understand? And then if today someone has come and then the person is managing the economy very well, and you are saying
gold for oil.
Good. So based on gold for oil started somewhere 2023 or 22 or so, 2022. So why then? From 2022, we didn't see any improvement until now that we are seeing the improvement.
They were putting things in place.
Okay, the things that they were putting in place should have started last year before election, so that it will convince Ghanaians to vote for them. On the issue of indiscipline in our schools, you see today, I am not saying this because I am saying it because I have to say it. Everybody is in the school today. Everybody. Because we have those who are not supposed to be in school, whether you like it or not. We have some people, yes.
This is a tough submission to me.
We have some people, they are not supposed to be in school.
Interesting.
There is some school that I won't mention the name, that this red thing that we are talking about, it's in the school, it's happening in the school. They have a base, that student, it's not university, SHS.
They have
a base,
a drag base
with the I think when I was told, they said there are 2 teachers that are part of the base, and nobody is saying anything about it.
Is it known to public?
I'm not sure it's known to public.
But the school knows.
The school knows.
The headmaster knows.
The headmaster knows. What are you going to do? If you do, the children will beat you. They are afraid of the children.
Ha.
So their prayers is the children should complete the school and take the thing out of the school. But they should also know that whilst the children are going, they are leaving a legacy for those at the back.
Exactly.
You understand? So, like I said, it's not any child that is supposed to be in school. Even though USAID says that every individual, every child in Ghana must be in school or whatever. Somebody, there is a child who's, if you look at his background, where he's coming from. I have a boy who, if you give him a pen to write his name, he can't write it.
Wow.
But he's in the SHS.
You don't mean it.
I am telling you this.
So how did he get?
How did he get there? Because the government then wanted everybody to pass. So they passed everybody. They gave everybody. How will I call it? They get placement. So he also had placement. He even had Kimbu, but because he couldn't arrange himself well to go to school, so he has to live there like someone who has to go into his class, and then he came back to us that he wants to go to school and then stuff. And I was like, Masa, what are you going to learn? Because JTS, how many times did you go to school? He doesn't know anything.
Wow.
Not he alone. There are a lot of his likes. They are all in school.
In school, okay.
Like he said, our former education minister, Dr. Educhum. In fact, I respect that man a lot. He has transformed our educational system.
Okay.
You understand? And then I even learned he was not in support of the free SHS policy.
Really?
Yes. Because the way he thought, the way he was the one who brought the idea to the president. You understand? Then they met in US somewhere. Was it US or somewhere like that with the president, and they brought that. He brought that idea that no, if Ghana will introduce free SHS policy, it will help it to do this. But the double track system, he is against it.
Oh, okay. So he had the idea, but the way of implementation
wasn't
the way
he wanted it. Okay. Because I watched his interview, and he was like, the man is a visionary man.
Okay.
You understand, Dr. Dichum? He's a visionary man.
Okay.
And then looking at, listening to him, if the government then listens to him, like we don't have anything like double track.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Make sure that you have the amenities.
Sure.
Because lack of classrooms is the reason why we are having the double track and stuff.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
And look at Ghana child. An African child. Okay, fine, let me come. My community, where I am coming from, a boy from Shukura, a boy from Zongo, will go to school today for 2 months. Come back and sit in the house for 3 months. Not a boy in East Legono, not a boy in Jowulu or Dansoman, or a boy from Shukura. How do you expect the boy to write his final exams and get a result that will take him to the university? So all this violence and whatever happens. I have some boys in my area. They are the boys I command. I ask them to do this, they do that. And when they are going to school, they leave home around 11. I am telling you this. By 2-3 o'clock, they are back. So the last time I was like, what time do you guys report to class? They said, Master, we own the school.
That's what the students.
They said they are mafias of the school. Whatever they say in the school, that is what even the teachers are afraid of them. So all those children, they also learned from their predecessors.
Yeah.
You understand? And gradually it's moving on. But assuming if the boy starts doing that act, you cane him, you discipline him. Tomorrow you do the same. The next day you do the same. He'll be strict.
Sure.
When we were in SHS, I remember one of my seniors, when I got into school, I went in Abwa Braha. And then he took me to the field. He gave me cutlass
to weed.
He said I should make sure that I weed from where he is standing to where the next place I will see him standing.
Wow.
So when I started weeding, I started from where he was standing. So it's like he was making a call. He went the road is there, right?
Yeah.
I made sure that I got to him.
Wow.
Yes. So that was what we passed through.
True. So in a way, you think that shaped our discipline?
Yes, because immediately you see your senior,
you are scared.
You are scared. You are afraid to do something that will make you made him to discipline you.
Okay.
You understand? But here is the case today. They said there shouldn't be punishment in school. A teacher shouldn't punish you. A senior shouldn't punish you. Even your parents shouldn't punish you when you are wrong.
Wow.
And the country we live in, without punishment, you can't do it.
Sure.
You understand? The Western world are different from us.
Yeah.
You understand? So we have to look at it. Make sure that all the things is being transformed. It's a transformation thing. It starts from the primary. Hey, don't do, I'll do. Don't do, I'll do. Okay, go and do.
Okay.
He takes it to the SHS. It gets into the tertiary. And then it is spoiling our... Today, how many young youths comes out from the university and then, excuse my word, you see them as intellectuals. Most of the youth, when they come out from the university, some pass their way. You understand? One of my colleague was telling me, Charlie, me, I don't need anything. No. Me in school, I don't need school to do anything because our house, we have everything. It is a pressure from the house.
So you think even the principal orientation of why we need education is lost?
It's lost.
Wow.
It's lost today. Today we go to school because our colleagues are there. We go to school because we want to go to school for like, going sake.
It has become a formality.
A formality.
Instead of a necessity.
Good. So at the end of the day, when you come out, someone was telling me that master education school and despite in I was like, you are comparing yourself to despite.
Yeah.
Do you know the struggle despite? So if you want to struggle like despite, then why won't you start from now?
Start selling cassettes.
Yes,
like he did.
He started selling CD in traffic.
Yeah.
So you also start.
But Mohammed,
today when they ask you to do, you won't do.
Mohammed, with all these things we're talking about, do you where exactly do you think it stems from? Is it stemming from our education system?
Yes.
Or like let's take our education system. Is that where these problems are stemming from?
You see, it's not only our education system.
Okay.
It starts from house.
Okay.
It starts from our homes.
Okay.
Like if the government, the institutions in charge of discipline,
which
I have a child.
Parents are part of.
Parents are part. If I have a child and my child does what is not right, I have the right to discipline him. At first, in our community, if you do wrong, I have the right to punish you.
Even though
if your mom, if your mom comes and you ask her, who beat you? This man beat me. Oh, he beat you. What did you do? This is what I did, and he beat me. Okay, fine. Don't worry. Let's go. If your mom takes you home, she will also discipline you
again. Yeah.
But now if I punish someone's child, we'll end up at the police station to explain why I have to punish him, even though the boy is wrong. You understand?
Yeah.
So all those things, it adds up to the indiscipline in our educational system, in our schools.
Okay.
You understand? So we take it from home, we go to the school with it, and then it becomes a norm. When the child gets to the school too, he also trains someone from the school who didn't get that training from the house. You understand? So gradually it's building up. And then if care is not taken, we will end up not having future leaders in this country.
Okay.
The last time I was watching a video of, was it Accra Academy, or a guy holding a machete beating a junior with it because the junior says he has stolen a phone or something. You understand?
Yeah.
What are you using a machete in the school?
School for? Sure.
You will take pistols to school. Why? We've never seen this before.
Sure.
So me, I am saying that it's because we've taken everybody in the school. That is why we are saying this today. Years back, 10 years ago, we didn't say this. The punishment or whatever that is happening, it is Jinna Kodo, Peja Unai, Suya blog. Yeah, this. But beating teachers, beating students, right, left, center, is not appropriate. You understand? And the authorities must sit up. The Ghana GS, right? The Ghana Education Service should sit up and then bring sanity to our educational system. Like they said, the security personnel shouldn't be only our internal securities.
Okay.
You understand? We should get external securities to be patrolling the school. You understand? At least once in a blue moon, maybe in a day, they patrol the school like 2 times.
Yeah.
You understand? When they know that there are securities in the school, there are external securities in the school, they will be afraid. Okay. And the reason why the internal security, most of them, they don't respect them. They see them as their colleagues.
Okay.
You understand?
Sure.
But when an external security comes in, you see him that no, this one, the near brew.
Okay.
And about the lighting system, my brother is talking about. Not only Legon.
Wow.
We have, if you go to Gimpa, the Gimpa stretch is very scary.
School.
You understand? And this is the stretch that students use. They apply the route always.
Always, yeah.
You understand? Yeah. And this is a route that Trotro doesn't pass.
No.
Taxi, private. You understand? Yeah. So how will you know that this private car that is parked somewhere is not a thief?
Yeah.
This Trotro or this taxi or this private. So I am saying that there should be a lot of lighting system on that stretch, and then the security too. They should beef up on that stretch. Okay. Because on some time ago there was any time you pass there, they will be robbed. They will rob you.
Sure.
You understand? Yeah. So we are pleading on the authority. Okay. It shouldn't be only the institutions.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now the government is saying that they want to take more of the military, more of the police and stuff. They should employ them on that. They should deploy them on that stretch.
Yeah.
University of Ghana, even though there is a police station just ahead like this, but inside the school there should be a police post.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. So that this, like my brother said, this Miguel Ajaimi, all those things will stop.
Okay. Okay.
Your mother didn't kill you. You didn't say you are killing yourself because your mother have left you. Your girlfriend has left you, and you are going to kill yourself.
Okay, thank you very much, Mohammed. Let's move on to our next topic for discussion, and this discussion is centered around unemployment in the country. We all know how unemployment has become. Now, the allied health professionals they are crying out so loudly because they've been staying home for long and they feel that they've been ignored by government to employ them. Yeah. So they need the government to step in employing them. They made some frantic, alarming allegations that even with their postings, they feel there are certain discriminations in there. Like they feel so young post a man or more, or there are some people who deserve it much more than others. All these things are part of why they are actually contemplating on hitting the streets to demonstrate and protest against their neglection, because they've stayed home for long without employment, anything. So government should step in. Why do we always come back to this situation? People go to school, graduate, they are not employed. Is it the fact that we don't need them? Is it the fact that the institution which is able to accommodate their service are so stacked up, so we don't need them now? What is it?
Okay, so thank you very much. Before I come to that, let me clear some misconception my brother raised. Some people are not supposed to be in school. Like, why even say that in the first place? If you should see any economy making progress, try to find out. Education is the backbone. Go to the US, the UK, and the rest. You see, people may not see the importance of what President Akufo-Addo did, introducing free SHS. In some years to come, when robbery goes down, when theft go down, when people are not killing people, when people are not taking money from people, that is where people will see the importance of education. For me, I believe, and I strongly believe, that every human being is supposed to have some form of formal education. This 21st century, the world we are entering in, without education, you may find yourself wanting. That is why President Akufo-Addo, against all, decided to introduce the free SHS policy. At least, if not anything, you should have a free SHS certificate. You should have that foundation where you can be able to speak and write. Now, if you are supposed to leave all those people my brother is talking about on the street, for them to continue what they are doing, some years to come, they are the same people who come and attack you in your house. Let's take it that hundreds of them are sent to school. At least if you have one person changing, it is of benefit to the society. So I strongly believe that pushing all those people into schools are very important. And the misconception that Dr. Duchum never supported the policy of our police is a mere fallacy. Dr. Duchum was brought in. This is a policy President Akufo-Addo had dreamed about. So he brought
the double track.
No, the free SHS.
I said he.
Yes, he introduced the double track. He
said it. He said
not
it.
In support.
If you take hot issue on TV3, one of he said the double track was not part of what they thought should be part of this. So he said it was not a good thing that it was part of this. So I watched him. Maybe you didn't watch him. So okay, fine. Go to the hot issue. He said
that I was brought to introduce free SHS. With the numbers we had, I had to come out with a policy so that all can go. Some will not sit in the house. What was the policy? Double track. And he said that the NDC took that policy and gave it a different meaning. That yellow, green, brown, less, some people will go, some will not learn and the rest. But today, some schools have stopped doing double track. Are you aware? Are you aware? Because when we build a facility, that school is supposed to stop. And the double track, have you asked yourself that when those students complete the senior high, were they able to exhaust the syllabus? Yes. When you get to your final year, you don't even do double track again. Because you are going to write to us. Please find out. Double track, Dr. Duchum has never condemned.
I think in final years they don't do double track.
No, I'm not saying final year, but I'm saying that Dr. Educhum said that the double track was not part of their policy. You understand?
Nobody is.
But that is what I said.
No, you are saying you said not a good policy.
No. He said it was not part of what they wanted. You understand? So it's not good. It's not what they wanted.
No,
so if someone
no good aspect.
But if someone tells you that it's not what I wanted, what does it mean?
I wanted because the numbers that came.
So what does it mean?
That is what a leader does.
He said I don't want it. You understand? It's not what we wanted. So what does it mean? That means it's not a good thing. No. And then I'm not saying that out of malice. You understand? I'm saying that because I said the man, I like him. I like these policies and whatever. You understand? And then if not for Dr. Educhum, we wouldn't have had the what's the name? The free SHS policy. You understand? But listen,
before election, his party was promising to cancel double track. In their first days, What did they?
In our first what? We didn't say in our first 120 days. It's
you
not.
promise to cancel it when you are given power immediately.
No.
It.
We said we will cancel free SHS. We will cancel free. We will cancel double track.
Yes.
But
you understand? But not in 120 days.
You didn't say in your 120, but you even said you cancel it this year.
Yes.
But now you've postponed it.
Good.
Why?
Because the reason being is, when we came, they told us that they've built so many institutions, like so many blocks, facilities, right? Oh, that is what Dr. Richum said. He came and he did a video. What's the name? He named it something like that.
So there will be at Chirinsu and the schools you built, they are not there. The TVET centers you built, they are not there.
Chief. The TVET centers, they are not part of the SHS.
No, but it's also a school.
Yeah, it's a school.
Yes.
So TVET is for TVET students.
Yes, TVET students.
Hold on.
No, but we are
so hold on.
SHS.
So hold on.
No, but
dormitories.
So hold on. So hold on.
Like
We said when we were in power in 2016, in 2012, we promised 200 senior high schools, right? And then instead of the 200 senior high school, we couldn't finish all. At least we built at about 100 and something, which we didn't finish. It was not complete. And then the one in function by the Ministry of Education was 49. Right? That 49, you people said it was not true. It was not this. It was not this. But in Honorable Napo, when he was the education minister, in his statement, he said the NDC Mahama administration did well by building 49 schools, which was in use.
You promised 200. You built 49.
How many did you build?
We had to add boarding house to some of your blocks.
How many did you? We didn't say we are building boarding school. We said we are building community. We said we are building community day school. We said we are building community day school. And then if I come to you, if I come to a chief, and I ask the chief that, Chief, I want you to give me a land that is for the community, so that I will build a school for the community. And the chief gives me a land, assuming I go to Otinto in Botiano, and he gives me a land at Sempe in Accra. Will I decline? I want a land to build a school for the community.
You, my brother,
you understand? And then there is nobody, Otokpolu school that you are talking about. That one is in the town.
It's not in a town, it's a lie.
I know Otokpolu.
My brother, do you know
I know the school. Where is it built?
I said take a tour to the
okay, fine. That means we built it.
Most of them were built in places people do not stay.
So
you are saying a day school. We asked them how are they going to get
so it was built.
They said we will use another money to procure buses.
So it was built, right? So it was built,
so what
right?
Is the essence
and then
of
aside that one too,
not closer to human beings.
We have
so it was built.
We have 4 minutes left to digest our second topic.
Let's do that because I also have a meeting to attend.
Allied health issue.
Yeah.
So a colleague is part of those advocating for the right of this allied health. You know, we have medical laboratories, dietitians, and the rest, all part of this core.
Sure.
I think it shouldn't only be about them. Unemployment is something we have to look at.
Okay.
A government that was riding on the shoulders of 24-hour economy. My brother, when was the last time you heard about 24-hour economy? You tell me.
Just now, you just mentioned it.
Just now.
Yeah,
okay, let's take it. If I don't mention, what was the last time you heard? You see how it has vanished.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the government of NDC. They stood on the shoulders of one job, 3 people, 3 shifts to promise Ghanaians. Today is 27th May, and I don't remember the last time I heard 24-hour economy.
They said they need to put in some legal strings to make it.
They made, is it Gusitano or what's his name?
Yeah, Gusitano.
Yeah, he's the man in charge of 24-hour too. Yeah. Even with that one, minority had to force him to come to parliament. Up to now, tell me, explain, let an NDC person explain 24-hour economy to you. They do not even have a clear definition for that policy.
Really?
Yes, my brother. They will tell you that it is a job that 3 people would do, one same job, 3 people. You know what they did? Ghana Publishing, that's closer to my school. I remember the last time I was listening. One of my colleagues said, Ghana Publishing is doing 24-hour economy. Do you know what they did?
No.
Ghana Publishing, the same staff there, they divided them. They didn't employ anybody. And they did a ceremony. And Ofusuko Achi, the minister in charge of communication, drove his V8 there. The same staff, they divided them and made some to come in the morning, some to come in the evening, thinking they are deceiving us Ghanaians. And they did a deba. And Honorable Ofosu-Kwati stood there with inaugurated 24-hour economy at Ghana Publishing. The same staff, you didn't even add one person, and you think you are deceiving us. They are calling now because they want jobs. You promised them. President Akufo-Addo said, "Let me build cheap compound district. How do you call it? One district. Should
the
get
agenda 111.
Agenda 111.
Did he do it?
Yes, my brother. He started. He has built some. This policy we started in 2022.
So how many have you built?
I can't count, but he has built a number of them.
Wow.
We just need operationalization, just like they left their UDMC for us to come and operationalize.
Wow.
Do you know what the honorable minister did? He drove a car from Accra, about 7 V8 with our taxpayers' money, fueled it to just go and take videos to come and lie to Ghanaians that President Akufo-Addo hasn't done anything, just to take some part. And Honorable Eko Vincent Assefuah went back that Oforikrom is a lie. We are done with it. We only have to operationalize. Go to Trade. Why? We only have to operationalize. You see the kind of people we are having. You want to just. But if you take time and you put in money in your first budget, you could have allocated funds for how do you call it? To complete, because most of them have been built. We just need to complete them.
If that was the case, why didn't you just allocate those funds whilst power to get it
it was, as I said, it was a policy that came in 2022 or so. 2 years. We can't.
It's not 2022.
Please check it out.
Go on. It's not 2022, but you
check it out.
Go on.
But this is not a policy we started in 2016 when we gained power.
So
and it's a policy we started in our second
I'll show
term.
you when.
And it's not even from the start of our second term. And we started. So we're expecting that, yes, when we win power, we will complete them and operationalize them. And this allied health, professional will get some work to do. Cheap compounds are there. Do you know the problem? We have hospital and we don't even have staff there. These cheap compounds and district clinics. We don't, because some of them, when we deploy them, they don't want to go.
Why?
Oh yes, a bit on person will be
okay.
Yes, and those who want to go to, we are not sending them to go, because most of the hospitals are understaffed. They don't have staff. But go to the villages.
These people.
One hospital, we only have 2 nurses. Go to these villages.
Do you know how long they've stayed in the house?
Oh, some for years, some for years.
Exactly.
Some for years. And you know the painful thing, after their university education, they are made to write some licensure exams. Then they've passed and they're in the house.
So if they've been in the house for years, do you think it's fair to just write it on the 24-hour economy blame as to why they are still sitting in the house? Because your party just left power. Your party just left power.
Government did well in building cheap compounds, coming out with hospitals, and have employed some. And the government decided to ride on the shoulder of 24-hour economy to win power. And we are expecting that Kolebu should by now be running a 24-hour. Employ your people, employ them. You promised one same job.
Look at what I say.
One same job, 3 people, 3 shifts.
Okay.
So if we have nurses running from this, and go and employ a medical laboratory student.
But who told you? Okay, continue.
Mohammed, you have your time.
Yes.
Oh, you are done.
Oh, I'm not done. 37 rich and the rest are there. Oh yes, most of these big hospitals are already running. They don't even need your 24-hour economy to do anything. They're already running. Let's go into these villages and the rest. See, when you go to some hospitals, you find only even 2 nurses over there. And this,
really? Like 2 nurses?
Oh, my brother, go to these village hospitals and you see them. Every crowd one. Now, son a nurse, because Philip big. And why are they making the call now? Because a government promised 24-hour economy.
Oh, okay.
Where so he promised them that we will give you jobs. One same job, 3 people will do. And they want to stand in the hot sun to vote for that government to come into power. So if the government is in power now, why is the government not giving them the work to do?
Okay.
And they've decided to squash 24. We will remind them 24-hour economy. If they like this, they think they can forgo 24-hour economy and Galamsey. It's a lie. We will remind them every day. Allied Health are calling and they are going on demonstration because President John Dramani Mahama stood on about 20 platforms to promise 24-hour economy. That one job, 3 shifts, 3 what, 3 people. Please, they are waiting for you. Achirenswa and the rest. Chip Compound hospitals. Go and send them there. They are waiting for you. They are going to hit the streets.
Yeah.
And their
Will you
call
join
is,
them?
I'm not an allied health person, but
okay.
I'm backing that.
You are backing that.
Because how can a person finish university for 4 years and write a licensure exam? Some even fail. And I've been able to manage to pass, and I'm still in the house for 3 years, 4 years. My brother Dela, my brother Dela deserves better.
Which your party was in power for 8 years? They have stayed in the house since 2020.
All what I'm saying is, my party decided to come out with a policy to build hospitals, so make it operational. Okay. Ofori Chrome is ready.
Okay.
Honorable Minta Akando, make Ofori Chrome district hospital operational. We can employ people.
Okay.
Why are you beating around the bush?
Okay.
And you think sacking CEOs and the rest are important? Go and make those district hospitals we build operational. Okay. They only need staff. Some only need staff.
Okay.
You should make them operational. We are tired and continue one day. Agenda one.
Okay. Mohammed.
All right. So, like he said, it is good that those who will be embarking on this demonstration, including my kid sister, is part. She was part.
Okay.
She completed 2020, and she's still home. She has not been placed. Sure. So, those who completed 2019 was placed just last year. You understand?
Sure.
So all those after 2019 are still in the house. 2019, 2020, 2021, 22, 23, and then 24. Yeah. Right? They are still in the house. Sure. And these people are unemployed under your watch. And you are telling me that you said you built Agenda 111.
Yeah.
Dr. Amin Adam, Ghanaian Times, he told us that they built only 3 Agenda 111, and that 3 are yet to be operationalized. Okay. Right? Okay, fine. Kolebu, 37, and these big hospitals already. We all know that they are running 24-hour services.
Sure.
Every hospital is running 24-hour services. So
every
nobody.
Hospital. He said every hospital.
Yeah, he said every hospital.
It's not every.
Show me an hospital that is not running 24 hours today here in this country. Show me. Just I can give you my time.
Yes. Go to the chip compounds by 6 p.m. They are closing.
Oh, I didn't say chip. I said hospital.
Chip compounds are what?
Chip compound is not a hospital.
Don't they offer hospital
services?
Chief,
please.
Calm down. They offer health services.
Calm down.
They are not actually.
We have hospital. We have clinic.
Oh,
we have clinic. That is what I'm talking about.
Okay, so you want to specialize?
I am not specialized. We are speaking English. We are speaking what we all know. Hospital. Every hospital in this country runs 24-hour service.
Okay.
Right.
Not 24-hour economy service.
I was here when you were talking. I don't want you. I don't want you to interject. That is why.
No interjection.
Every hospital in this country runs. Every hospital runs 24-hour service. Yeah. Right? Good. And then under your watch, we see our colleagues, our brothers, our junior brothers, our kids, our kid sisters, under your watch, sat home for 4 years without being plagued. And a government that is just 5 months old. You are making noise that the government should employ you.
Well, he says that.
I am not disputing I am not challenging them. Yeah. It is their civic rights. They have all the right to demonstrate on whatever. You understand? I even support them.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Because you can't be in the house for almost 4 to 5 months without being placed in an hospital to go and work. And then that is the reason why His Excellency John Dramani Mahama says no. Let us take the Alawa system out so that we will introduce these kids, these our brothers, on the student loan trust fund.
Okay.
So that they'll be taking the student loan, which just after their completion, when they resume, when they start work, they'll be getting access to, they'll get immediate employment, and then they'll be paying their loan small. Okay. You understand? So the money that they will be giving as their alawa, definitely that money will be used to get a land somewhere, secure a land, and then build a hospital, even if it is a cheap compound. So that immediately after the your school, you have a place to work.
Okay.
And then he's talking about the agenda. One have trust that Dr. Amin Adam, their former finance minister, said it, that they had only 3 agenda 111 that was completed. We are not disputing to that. Sure. I told you that we built 49 schools under our watch for 4 years. You understand? Yeah. And then the agenda 111 is Excellency President Akufo-Addo in his fellow Ghanaian statement 2021 before 2020 election. He said, no, it was 2022 rather, in his fellow Ghanaian statement. He said, before the end of 2023, we have to complete a hospital of 111. He said before the end of 2023. Sure. He didn't say you should give him 4 years mandate or something. He said, give me 1 year to complete the 101 hospitals. 111 hospitals. So why then, after 4 years, you are giving us only 3, and you want me to praise you? All right, fine. He also mentioned something, that the NDC don't know how to explain the 24-hour economy. That we went to divide staff at Ghana Publishing Company and whatever.
But did you actually do that?
Our what?
Dividing the
Ghana Publishing Company recruited workers.
Okay.
Right? You can ask your reporters to go there.
Sure.
They should go and ask over there, how is the work being done? They recruit. I have a colleague who is even working there currently.
Okay.
You understand? They recruited workers. Those that are supposed to go in, that are supposed to run in the morning, they come. And then those, even that one that we are speaking, they are not run the fully 24-hour that they were supposed to. It was supposed to be 3 shifts.
Sure.
They are doing 2 shifts for now.
Sure.
You understand? For now, that is what they are doing. Okay. You understand? So it's not like it is something that we want to get a legal backing to it. You can't just wake up, implement something that has no legal backing. You understand? That is why we have a committee. We've set headed by Honorable Guzitano. You understand? That they will lead. He will lead that crusade, and then he will lead that committee to make sure that you set everything, get a constitutional backing to it, so that in case tomorrow there is a change of government or anything, there won't be something like, no, say we need to buy and my free or not. You understand?
Okay.
It is a good thing. So if today our sisters, our brothers, our colleagues are saying that they want to demonstrate, it is their right to demonstrate, and nobody is saying that they shouldn't.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
But if someone has to talk about the demonstration issue, the last person that is supposed to talk about this people's demonstration should be the MPP.
Why?
Because all those people, they finish their services or whatever under your watch. They even write their licensure exams and whatever under your watch. You didn't even employ them. The 2019 that I'm even saying that they employed, there is a backlog.
Wow.
You understand? To be employed, we should, if we want to talk, we should talk as a nation, not as a political party.
Okay.
This is a national issue that we should have discussed it as a national issue, because you should have even asked us what is the challenges, why is it being so that we will bring our solutions. You understand?
That was exactly what I asked.
Because the solution, the challenges is there were no more hospitals to be for our colleagues to go in, to enroll in.
And then that was exactly what I asked. That is it that we don't have places to absorb.
There is no facilities. Number one, and number two. The last time what we discussed here, for someone to be 60 years and the person don't want to go home, for someone to come in, that is the issue. You understand? All this is part, because if you go to some hospitals, you see an old lady who is almost the midwife is this. You see an old lady who is past 60 years and she still wants to be a midwife. You understand?
Sure.
Oh, media me will experience me will say be in the house for the younger ones to come in.
Also gain their experience.
You understand? Okay. So if you said you won't go, because of that, we have today Ghana, we have midwives, we have gynecologists, we have everything. You understand? And we have most of them too are sitting in the house. Why won't our sisters travel abroad? Why won't our brothers travel abroad?
So what's the way forward?
The way forward is the Agenda 111 that the government says the former president or the former administration said they've built or whatever. This government should focus on building more facilities.
I think even the former vice president have admonished that the NDC should make sure they complete the
yes, this administration should focus on building more. It should focus on completing that. When we focus on completing that once, because out of 111, you've been able to build 3, said by Dr. Amin Adam, the former finance minister.
So how many left? 109.
The brave.
So my brother, you should use that energy that is saying here to advise us, but because they brought the budget, it couldn't even factor about 3 Agenda 111 hospitals in, but they were able to cut fund for Honorable Fosuko at 78 million for government communication. You see the priorities of the NDC government.
Into his time now.
No, I'm coming. You see the priorities of the NDC government.
You are eating into his
He's
time.
saying President Akufo-Addo didn't employ, per record, he employed 200,000 medical professionals. Google and check
Which
it.
year?
Okay.
Google and check it. Per his 8 years administration. There is data backing. Yes.
200,000.
200,000. If you want, I'll read it to you. Ghana Web.
No.
Google and check
because
it.
Of time, because of time.
So it won't be fair if he says President Akufo-Addo didn't employ those. He employed 200,000 of such people.
Under which hospitals?
Please, they are here. And that's why you are saying.
So I am telling you that, see, we are all learning, right?
Yeah.
I am telling you that my government, within my 8 years in administration, I have reached to show.
Okay.
In my government, my 8 years, not this new administration, my 8 years, I have Bank of Ghana Hospital to show.
Okay.
My 8 years, I have reached expansion to show. My government, I have Formina to show. My government, I have Ghana University of Ghana Hospital to show. My government, I have a lot of chief compounds and hospitals to show. Show me under your government how many hospitals you built. Mention them, which is open, everybody know. You are saying the former president. You are saying that the former president employed people.
Over 40 hospitals.
Nobody has disputed that he has not employed or not. But I'm saying that those people that are in that are coming to demonstrate, which is 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, is not under my administration. It is under your administration. Why didn't you employ them?
He says they built the hospitals.
We built 40 hospitals. Aside Agenda 111, if you want, I will list them for you. 40 hospitals
that's fine.
built under the 8 years of President Akufo-Addo. Employed 200,000.
I think we are not being fair to
the hospitals.
When you were talking, it was very
the
quiet.
hospitals and whatever he is talking about, it's a lie. You know why? It's fallacy. It is only Agenda 111 that the government has boasted of. There is no single hospital that this
Let me disgrace my brother. Hospitals built a Kontomra.
Why are you doing this?
Your microphone is off. Your microphone is off now. Mohammed, finish.
You know, when it comes to communication, I am very happy when we are communicating. We should do professional communication, right? We are all young and upcoming politicians. And then young and upcoming communicators that we want to learn from our professionals, right? So if you're a communicator, I don't know the course you did in school, but as a PR professional, when your colleague is talking, at least you have to pay attention, jot down. When the person is done, then you come in.
Sure.
You understand?
Sure.
Whether it's a lie or whatever, as a PR professional, that is what you are supposed to do. I don't know the course you did, but if you're a PR person, then you have to learn it well. Because I'm also a PR student.
Okay.
If you're a PR person,
that's fair. That's fair.
If you are a PR student, if you're a PR student or if you're a PR person, you have to also learn it well that if your colleague, if your colleague or your customer or your consumer or whoever you are talking to, if the person is talking, you have to pay attention when the person is done. Then you come in. That is how it's done. Please. Let's all learn this.
Let me factualize this. Enoch, the fact is this: if one is making a submission, you jot down your rebuttals afterwards. I'll duly give you time to address it.
That's it.
Interjections are not allowed on the breakfast show. Respectfully. Thank you.
Oh, Charlie.
Mohammed. Now,
so, like I
you.
said,
Yeah.
I have a lot of hospitals to show in Accra, in Ashanti region, in the Eastern region, in Central region, almost all the regions in this country. I have hospitals to show. You understand? So, if today you've been in power for 8 years, and then people are crying for 4 years, all the years, the 4 years you did, people are crying that you've not employed them. They've not been placed in the hospitals so that they'll go and work as staffs, or what they went to learn. They want to go and show their profession that this is what they've learned. You've not employed them, and today a government that is 5 months old, you are crying to the government that the government has not performed. Are you not being fair? Are you not being unfair to the government?
Okay.
You understand? So to me, I am thinking that for us to pay attention to those people is for us to rather advise the government, even though it is my government, it is my my government that is in power. Yeah. I advise my government. We should concentrate on building more hospitals. Okay. You understand? Okay. We should concentrate on building more facilities, cheap compounds, community. That is the cheap compounds, right?
Sure.
Health centers, hospitals, where it's supposed to be done. Sure. We should build them so that our brothers and sisters who are being unemployed today, they will get access to the hospitals or whatever, so that they will also go and get their ends meet over there.
Okay. Unfortunately, because of time, we can't be able to deal with the next topic, but we will find time to make sure we address most of these things. And as these things are matters of the nation, I think politicizing it normally drifts us from what we can actually do to address these issues. So we will find time, look at most of these aspects of unemployment and the way forward, because as a youth, our futures are hanging on these things. This is what we are going to survive on. So if we don't get the right measures to cater these things for ourselves and for the next generation after us, it is going to be a huge headache for us. So our time is up, way past time. You see my producer here, he wants to kick us out. But then, our last words before we leave the show, Enoch.
Okay, so thank you very much. So sure. Sorry for that too.
Sure.
But again, as PR or communicators too, we shouldn't sit on air to spill lies or create an assumption that a previous government didn't do anything. The government of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa employed 200,000 health professionals, built fully operationalized hospitals, clinic and cheap compounds, together 40 of them, of which the data is clear. Akontomrabo Goso, Elubompoho, Insuayem, Wasadunka, and the rest, 40 of them. So as a PR person himself, to sit on this show to say he didn't build any, I think he has not been fair to the former president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. All what we are saying is the government should prioritize some needs.
Okay.
Hospital is very important, and Agenda 111 for that cause is important.
Okay.
So for their next budget, they should try to factor some funds for that. Because when they build, these are health professionals will get a place to be and also get some funds to enjoy.
Okay.
So please, the current government should prioritize that and leave those things which are not necessary.
Okay.
This is a necessity and they should tackle it. Thank
there
you
is
very
nothing
much.
that this government is bringing that is not necessary. Everything this government is doing is necessary. The only thing that this government will do or we want him to do is, like he said, he should make the hospital a priority. You understand? Yeah. He should make sure that he build more.
Okay.
Because if today it is your government that is in power, the only thing that he can do is to build more hospitals, because those people cannot be employed if there is no more hospitals. Okay. You understand? Sure. So the only thing, as a communicator or a PR professional, he said, I sit here, I lied or what, there is nothing in my submission that is lies. Okay. You understand? If you are talking about hospital, cheap compounds and whatever, we built in our 8 years, we built over 200 cheap compounds. We built over 100 community what's the name? Clinics. You understand? When it comes to hospitals, expansions, and whatever, we've done a lot. On this note, I'll use this opportunity as NADMO staff to advise our people, each and everyone, to be very careful that this year's raining season is going to be very hard. Okay. It's very serious. Okay. The last time the meteorological agencies told us that the June-July calendar has changed. Okay. You understand? Instead of June, July, it started this month. Okay. You understand? And then it will enter into July, to enter into June, July, to even August. Wow. And then we are going to face serious rain. Okay. You understand? So if you are leaving home, tips about our tips about NADMO when it's raining and then you are not home. Yeah. Before you leave home, those are things that we have to do before we leave home. Okay. Number one, you have to make sure that you unplug all electrical appliances if water enters your home. Even if you are home or you are not home, but let's say this, if you are home, if water enters your room, number one, make sure you unplug electrical appliances if water enters your house. Stay indoor if possible. Okay. If possible, stay indoor. Number three, move to higher ground if water level rises. Okay. You understand? If your room there is a place that you can go up, make sure you rise up. And then never walk, swim, or drive through flood waters. Okay. Like those of us who use cars and stuff, we shouldn't drive when it is raining. Okay. Number two, if it is raining, find somewhere and stand for the rain to come down. Okay. And then if you are someone on motorbike or something, make sure that you park your motorbike. And then our kids, brothers that have been swimming in water whenever it is raining, we should also avoid that because this year's rain is going to be something different. And then there is an emergency number that we've shared. Okay. I don't know if I am allowed to share the emergency numbers. And then the emergency numbers are it is toll-free number. Okay. The toll-free number is 112. Okay. When there is an emergency, you call NADMO on 112. Or the other emergency number is 030 296 4884. 030 296 4884 or 0299 350 699. 0299 350 699. Those are the numbers that in case there is an emergency, you need NADMO to run in quickly, we will run to you. And then also NADMO works with Ghana Police Service. Okay. NADMO works with Ghana Fire Service, and then the other agencies that are in charge of security. Yes. So whenever there is something like that, if you can't get NADMO, you can call on police or fire. Okay. They will also call on NADMO. Then we come and then rescue the situation. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for gracing the show this morning, making it very educative, interesting, and insightful. We will be here same time tomorrow for the breakfast show. My name is Pakwesi Omari. I'm signing out.